Oh my goodness me. We've got a lot of rain in this qualifying session, and my word, oh gosh, I can hear myself. It is absolutely bucketed down out there, is it that? It's absolutely appalling conditions here in Austria. We've had some really a lot of rain over the past couple of days, haven't we? We've got some more as well here tonight. Then, oh dear, oh dear. Hello, welcome to ALR. Of course, we are here in the beautiful Styrian Mountains then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Of course, hot off the press is Alex Albon is the driver for the Williams Mercedes team for next season after he's been released from his Red Bull contract or loaned out kind of thing, has he? So I think he's basically like a option to buy kind of thing, isn't it? Similar to what footballers do these days, isn't it? Right, it is. We are now getting ready for the start of the, well, we're in the start of qualifying already. I've also got to be very careful on this stream tonight because I've broke my headset. So I've got to say, I've got to be very still, otherwise I'm going to cut out. So that's not going to be good. So give me a wave if I cut out during the stream, which are good then. But there we go. Right then, yes. Well, let's go on with the drivers and the constructors, shall we? For the Cobalt, and it is Hammer Tom leading the championship, but it's only 2 points now between himself and J Dog. That's a cracking battle at the top of the championship. Starburst in at third after that incredible Grand Prix performance last week. Dukanko in fourth position with Smithy Almighty in fifth. Cassell in sixth with Paris seventh. Iron Knight is eighth. Booty in ninth, and Brooksy completes the top 10. Buckass is the only driver yet to get off the mark then in Cobalt at the moment. Then is so which hopefully you can get that sorted here tonight. Then in the constructor standings, AlphaTauri is leading by 4 points though from the Haas team in second position. It's getting very tight at the top of the standings, isn't it? Goodness gracious me! That Picasso is the first driver out on the circuit. Aston Martin is in third position there as we got yellow flags as the stars out of qualifying already. Then Alfa Romeo in fourth position. Ferrari is fifth. Williams is sixth. And so point behind the Williams team is the McLaren. Alpine is eighth. Mercedes in ninth, and Red Bull completes the top 10 then. That is the drivers and the constructors done then, as I've done a much better job than I did last night. As I got to say, it took me till qualifying 3 to get that sorted, didn't it? Just on board now with Picasso. A very unlucky driver, hasn't he, Picasso? He's got so much performance, so much pace, but he's only got 3 points on the board at the moment, Picasso has. Hopefully he can have a clean race there and hopefully he can have a clean race there as well. On board now with Picasso, he's going over the curves as well. Then, of course, you've got to be very careful on those curves, don't you? Otherwise you'll spin and be out of qualifying. You'll be spinning into the barrier. We've got up to 18 drivers now as well, because it was looking mighty thin, wasn't it? But now we've got Jinner in as well. Booty coming in quite late then, as he didn't do the update to City Sausage. Across the line then comes Picasso, and here we go then for the start of the qualifying session and properly. Goodness saying good luck gold then, evening to Serious Mushroom, Young Tommy and Kakarot Goku. Welcome to the stream. And of course, talking of streams, there's going to be a lot of streams out on the circuit as well. So with only 18 cars in this qualifying session, then there's only going to be 3 drivers then that's going to be knocked out this first qualifying. And of course, so we might see some drivers jump in and out the session, then through as long as they got 18 minutes to sort themselves out. Then as we're just watching Picasso going down into the downhill braking point of turn 4. That car is very skittish, isn't it? There's a goodness me, it's dancing, or as Dan said, there's a lot of rivers in here in Austria. Having said that, well, on the circuit, having said that though, it's heavy rain, but it's only intermediate tyres, and of course intermediate tyres, that's exactly what it says on the tin. It's in between the dries and the full wet tyres, and so the intermediate tyres is a magical tyre, isn't it? There, because it can really go from almost bone dry conditions to almost full wet conditions as well. Absolutely incredible stuff. And out of the final turn, then it comes. On the final turn comes Picasso, then he sets a time then. It's a 13 then to start us on our adventure, on our journey then. Sir Dave has invalidated his time. Unfortunately, Starburst has left the session now, so that's not good there for Starburst. So Sir Dave is going to have another bite of cherry. So that's unfortunate. Buckass we're on board with now in the Mercedes, and he is the second driver who might be able to set a time in the morning, because unfortunately Sir Dave invalidated. So we're on board with Buckass as he is going over the crest of the hill there. There's J Dog, is it? Sorry, is Iron Knight that who's also on a lap as well. Iron Knight is quite close behind Buck Asset. Out of the final turn, and remember this first qualifying session we're aiming to lose 3 cars then. Buck Asset's gone the slowest of the time run so far, but Hammer Time has gone faster than car 66 then to put an early benchmark down in the Haas car. Good stuff indeed there for Hammer Time. Gina on a lap then. Booty Delight goes 4 fastest at the moment in the Alpha Tauri. Sir Dave in the middle part of the lap then. Here comes Lucky Buff over the brow of the hill then. Lucky Buff in the Ferrari. I must say, I said last night I was expecting rain and I was betting my bottom dollar, and I've certainly done that tonight. And I'm like, Lucky Buff hasn't registered a time there for some reason. So maybe I'll have to go around again then. He's driving in the Charles Leclerc car here. And Ducanco at the top of the hill then. Jenna's gone faster by 1/10 of a second in the Aston Martin. Good stuff indeed there for Jenna. Brilliant. We're just watching Ducanco in the middle part of the lap as well. What about Sir Dave has just gone at 6 fast at the moment there. 4/10 of a second behind Booty. Brooks at the top of the hill then. Of course, the the Alfa Romeos, they come to blows, didn't they? In China? In the Canadian Grand Prix, which cost them potentially a 1-2 there, didn't it? Which was such a shame. And Hammer Time has gone around for a second time run, and he's almost a second quicker than the opposition there. That is incredibly quick there for Hammer Time. Really impressive stuff indeed. Ducanco out of the final turn he comes then. Well, can Ducanco do then? Of course, this man, I've predicted that this man is going to be the next first Grand Prix winner in Cobalt. Well, he's 4 faster at the moment in these wet weather conditions then. What about the Ferrari of Lucky Buff, and the only Ferrari in the race so far? He goes second fastest then, and he is the closest driver to get to where he's got within a second of Hammer Time. That's a very good effort indeed then. What about Brooksy then? Brooksy then, who's had the most pole position so far this season. He is third fastest at the moment, Brooksy is, in the Alfa Romeo. Well, so Picasso going in a very solid third position here. Remember this opening qualifying of course, in this qualifying session, when there's rain afoot, it's quite different to how what normal qualifying is, because you just fuel up the car slightly more, won't you? And you just keep going round and round. Then it's Paris goes at 11 fastest. Well, since Paris has signed full time for the Williams team, he hasn't been on the podium in his first 2 races. He was living there, wasn't he? Unfortunately, though, since signing on the dotted line, unfortunately, that's not been the case, has it? Which is such a shame. And Ferrari just getting out of the way then. It's oh goodness me, then that car is bottoming out. Here comes Starburst coming out of the pit lane as well. Liam D is just looks like he's had a bit of an issue there. We've just got search saying, has anyone else noticed the track map? It looks like a whale then. Maybe. Maybe. I can kind of see it. We got Gurman. Oh goodness me. And as Gurman saying, you certainly need some wellies out there. You do indeed, don't you? Brooksy though is loving these conditions at the moment there, doesn't he? Brooksy is fast so far. He is absolutely incredible in qualifying. Brooksy is fantastic stuff indeed. Then Kalsa has also joined this session as well, and as we are now getting the drivers coming in then after not doing the update unfortunately inside then. Here's J-Dog then, of course. He is only 2 points away from Hammer Time, the championship leader. J-Dog is there. Is he the surprise package of the season for Cobalt? I say he is, and he's doing an absolutely superb job. He's really standing up in the seat of that Haas car this season, isn't it? Oh goodness me, not on that occasion yet. Unfortunately, Smith Almighty there is invalidated this time, so is not invalidated this time, but he's abandoned this time, unfortunately. So that is such a shame there for Smithy, and Liam D. I think is invalidated this time as well. Vintage is saying hi everybody, good luck to Cobalt as well. Serious Russian says Russian going hi, Dr. Nick then. Lovely stuff, and of course Dr. Nick, I think he's from The Simpsons, doesn't he? He is indeed. I think that it's not the doctor goes. I think that's is that Hubert? I don't think that's right. I can't remember the other doctor's name from The Simpsons. Goodness me. Got J-Dog going 10 fast at the moment, which is I think he can go a bit quicker than that. Then we're up to 19 cars in this session now. Liam D is going for a second bite of the chair as well. 8 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I don't have a clue about what's going on in terms of weather, but I like it because it really makes it it really makes it quite interesting indeed. Liam there going over the curve as well. But oh goodness me, there he spun it. He's kept it going now, just about there, Liam. Oh my word, that was quite perilous there from Liam, wasn't that? Luckily though, he kept it on the straight and narrow, just about that. Vintage asked if Styles has crashed that. Styles clashed that. If anyone watches wrestling, and I'd say that you may know that finishing maneuver. Going over across the line, and Starburst goes 6 fastest, just a whisker in front of his teammate then, and that is safe for the moment. But we've still got 7 3/4 minutes to go this session. Now, oh my gosh, there, and a similar thing that happened to Liam D then, as Williams has been rolled back into the garage, has been put on the dolly wheels and back in the dry conditions, in the dry as well then. As good stuff indeed then. Liam D then, who had a bit of an appalling start in his first lap then, but he's now started. Now let's see if he can get himself on the roll then. Just going back to Vintage's comment, Vintage of course is of course Styles is out qualified because of he's got a qualifying ban, unfortunately there, so he hasn't crashed there. Styles is out qualified, unfortunately. So it's trying to say, come on, the team Ugly cars have of course that's the Haas team, which is 8 for 9 fast at the moment there. Service Russian not a fan of the Haas cars, is he? Scooby Stew is also joined as well, and I think it's Scooby Stew's birthday today, which I have promised him a sing song, and I definitely will give him a sing song later on in the stream as well. I think mainly when everyone's left, to be honest, because I don't want to scare any of our viewers. Look at that double lock up there from Styles. My goodness me, that as the car is really starting to slow down there. We have also got German saying you're a walk-in encyclopedia, Sean. Well, thank you very much, German. Of course, German, the boss tonight of Cobalt, and of course, I'm definitely very much going to be, kind to German because he is my boss tonight, and I cannot, and yes. And that's how you get up in the world, isn't it, as well? But being nice to your superiors as well. Just into Casa into the final corner as well. Then as he clips the inside curve, accelerates away. Then I think J-Dog just moved on to a superb 6th position there. Casa kind of crossed the line, and it looks like that he has done a lot there. Well, I think that Tower is now just finally sorted itself out. We've got 20 cars now in the session with 6 minutes to go. Then a lot of drivers are going to be under the cosh here. So who is going to be concerned at the moment about what? Well, we've got 5 cars are on set time, 6 cars are on set time just yet, and they are Buckets is now in 12th position, but they are Casal has a set time, Smooth for Munch has a set time, Scooby Stew Happy Birthday has a set time, CGS has a set time, and Gloria's Crustier T hasn't set time either. So those drivers are going to be a bit concerned then at the moment. Serious Mushrooms asked, as Vintage said, happy birthday to Scooby Stew as well. Serious Mushrooms asked, who is the busiest admin then, Liam or German? Well, I must say, I think Cobalt has done a very good job there this year. They really have indeed, fantastic stuff indeed. I would say that Liam's definitely been the busier admin in terms of the incident reports. My goodness me, we had a very action-packed end to the race last night, and Cassau is accelerated on the wrong part of the circuit, and that's a beautiful 360-degree spin. But unfortunately, that is not the quickest way though to go around this circuit. He is down in 14th position. He's in front of Liam D at the moment, but that is not good, is it? So of course we had a raft of incident reports last night after Bronze said a very action-packed end to the race. And it was great for the first 28 laps or so, wasn't it? Unfortunately, it did unravel a bit towards the end of that incredible race, which I enjoyed the end of the. I enjoyed most of the race. End of the race was a bit too frantic for my liking that. But there we go. Then so just. On board with Crustier T then. Serious message saying, go on Big Dog then, and Big Dog is currently in 3rd position in front of his championship rival as well, albeit by less than a tenth of a second. And then goodness me, Crustier T then needs a map to get back on the circuit there. Across the line he goes, and he goes 13 faster than that as well. He's probably found more grip off the circuit than on it, because when you're on the circuit in these wet weather conditions then, the Pirelli rubber is being washed away, and it just makes the circuit even more greasier, don't it? So I think that's might be, so that might be helping them to go very wide. I'm surprised his lap counted that. Goodness me. Of course, we also seen Milan getting pole position for running very wide at turn at turn 9 and 10, didn't he? Goodness gracious me. I would have thought that it was very much similar to the IndyCar line, wasn't it, really, then? We got Scooby Stu coming over the crest of the hill as well in the Daniel Ricciardo car then. Lovely helmet design as well. So Scooby Stu into the final turn and accelerates away. Scooby Stu trying to say this place is horrible in the wet. It is indeed, isn't it? Scooby Stu has done a 2 minute to start his time around there, but I don't think I think I was his outlet there. Is Casal is at the top of the hill then. And accelerating away. I've just, unbeknownst to me, Booty has now got up to 9 fastest. Good stuff indeed there for Booty. So it's Buckass and Sir Dave is going to be nervously looking over their shoulders now. As we've got a car off the circuit there who's there's Picasso who's had issues there, and he's hit something hard because he's got wing damage as well. Oh dear, oh dear. And we just said that someone go up into, I think it's Crusher 2, he's got up to 12 fastest. Good stuff indeed. Buckus at the top of the hill. We're on board with Casal, 2 seconds up in the second split time as well. He lost a lot of time in the final sector, didn't he? Now going over the hill, and let's see what Casal can do. Turn 10 as well. It's only a 10 turn course this is, or 9 if you want to get pedantic about it. Casal, and he's faster as well on the Ferrari. That's a mega time now for Casal. Really nailed the conditions there. Fantastic. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed. ZJ's out on circuit as well. Scooby Stu into the final turn as well. Lovely helmet design there for his birthday as well. Good stuff indeed there for Scooby Stu. Over it comes, over the line it goes. He goes to length faster than the McLaren and the Papaya McLaren as well. Good stuff. Sir Dave Fenn, who is out on circuit as well. Buckass in the final part of the lap as well. Liam D is invalidated this time again then. Oh, Buckass is abandoning his time and coming to the pits. Liam D is carrying on his ride then. So he's going to go around for another bite of chance. So Sir Dave is less than 10th of a second up in the first sector. Second sector, much better for Sir Dave. He's finding an abundance amount of time then for the Alpine driver. And he is now going over the hill then. Let's see what Sir Dave can do. And he now hangs on to the seat of your underpants, don't you, where you're going through 9 and 10. And Sir Dave taking it very gingerly through turn at 9 and 10 as well. Oh, across the line comes Sir Dave. He goes into 14th position. Is that going to be good enough to stay in the qualifying for 2? Well, that's a Mercedes off in the background. I'm not sure that is Hamilton's top from the session as well. Ducanco is now in the drop zone at the moment. That is a surprise for me, is that Ducanco's in the drop zone. That's major problems there for Ducanco. Oh, Liam D! 4 seconds over the first sector, but unfortunately he's hit the wall, and that might be his qualifying session done and dusted, because he surely would have damaged the car. And he did go square on, but surely I think he would have damaged something there. That's not good, is it? Crusher T is staying out then. He's 2 times second down the first split time. What about ZGS? I'm going to stick with ZGS for the minute. And look at the water going on the camera there. There's so much droplets of rain coming from the sky. It is raining. It's proper raining out there. It's proper wet rain, you could say. Vintage track conditions, they were perfect for me last night. They were indeed. Vintage, I think also, I'm sure he got driver today as well, didn't he? Vintage did. But I got to say it was a superlative drive there from Vintage. ZGS there is adds an issue, hasn't he, there? Liam D is going for it again now, so he's carrying on then. What about Ducanco? Ducanco is one of the high-profile drivers that is straight at the moment. Sir David's coming up to finish his lap again then. Sir David's 2/10 of a second away then. So away from Scooby Stu, he doesn't improve. Sir Dave doesn't. He's gone slower. Ducanco 2/10 of a second up in the first sector time. Liam D is starting his time as well. What about ZGS? ZGS, I think this is still an outlap. It is still an outlap for ZGS there. And ZGS then, this is it then. It's all or nothing as the checker flag is now fallen for a few drivers. And Crusher T is going to be looking very concerned over his shoulder, isn't he? There is Crusher T maybe out of qualifying here, and might be out of qualifying here. There's Ducanco driving into the middle part of the lap as well in 7/10 of a second out in the second split time as well. Going over the curve then. Do not accelerate on that curve too much there, otherwise you might otherwise you'll spin and go into the bar there. We've seen a lot of drivers do that over the course of the past 3 days, haven't we? Final turn then for Ducanco. Ducanco, can he get himself out of qualifying 1 here then? Goodness me, he wasn't expecting that, but he is through quite nicely indeed there. Good stuff indeed then. Buckass is on and out lap for the moment. It's DMD's out of qualifying, unfortunately. Styles that. Crusher T is out as well. ZGS there is trying to complete a lap there. It was Buckass said it's an outlap according to the graphic there. Buckhouse across the line. He starts us up now. Sir Dave is 2/10 of a second. Oh, can Sir Dave keep himself in? He improves that nicely there. But Sir Dave is still on the cusp at the moment there. Oh, my goodness me. So Buckhouse is the wrong way round, and he is out of qualifying as well. Liam D is out of qualifying between Sir Dave and ZGS, and ZGS has found 18 seconds in the final second split time now. He hasn't used any of his ERS, so ZGS hasn't. He's 20 seconds. He's now 18 seconds improvement, but ZGS is out qualifying as well, unfortunately. And those are 5 drivers, and they've been knocked out of qualifying at this stage of proceedings then. They are stars out of qualifying then. 20th position, 19th is ZGS, 18th position is Liam D, 17th is Buckhouse, and Crustier T in 16th position. Those are the drivers out of qualifying one, unfortunately. And Sir Dave is going to be breathing a huge sigh of relief as he is through into qualifying 2. Serious Merchant saying that Vintage had a great race last night. I cannot! Oh my goodness me! And ZGS has gone straight into the back of the Aston Martin there. ZGS not driving the car. I would stress about that though, but even so, that's not good, is it? There's ZGS's AI is really determined to get back to the pit pronto. Oh goodness me, we've got Buckhouse who's now visiting my camper there, but unfortunately I'm not in that camper. I don't know where I am actually around the circle. I think I'm over the pit lane, don't I? But Buckhouse unfortunately also out of qualifying as well. Vintage saying it was one of my best races. I can't deny that. It was great. It was a brilliant race for Vintage last night. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Has Scooby Stew got the real driver helmet? I think he has, hasn't he? He's got the Daniel Ricciardo helmet, hasn't he, for this Grand Prix? Fantastic stuff indeed then. It's a birthday treat there for EA. Vintage is saying lovely stuff indeed. Vintage also confirming he did get driver of the day. And Serious Russian is saying that also saying that it was well deserved as well. Definitely good stuff indeed then. Nice second showing up the ugly cars. These these 2 drivers that yes, they are very much high in the order, and they are not second at J-Dog in and J-Dog in the 5th position at the moment. So that's in the qualifying one. Now, it's Scooby Stew then, who's just in a 12th position. Just got pie at the moment, so good stuff indeed then. But this is the end of qualifying. And we do have our 5 slowest drivers then that are going to be starting. And to me, that rain has eased off quite rapidly, hasn't it, in the last couple of laps or so in that qualifying session. I don't know what the weather is like for the remainder of the qualifying, which I absolutely love. But but Cassel is fastest at the moment now. Cassel has had 2 podiums this season as well. And I think his French Grand Prix was definitely one of his best performances of his career in Cobalt so far. Magnificent, and he's really carrying on that momentum quite nicely indeed. We got stars out qualifying, ZGS, Liam D, Buckhouse and Crustier T all out qualifying, unfortunately, for those drivers then. And Booted Delight just about made it through by 4/10 of a second. And Smithfield Mighty and Sir Dave and Scooby Stew very close together as well then. But let's see if those drivers can spring a surprise and get through into qualifying 3 here in Austria as well. We're also going to be finding out then when the what the weather is doing, and that is stopped raining. So how long is this rain going to stop for? Well, it's still intermediate conditions. You can see the track is still absolutely saturated, but this circuit is very much up and down like a roller coaster. So as Roland Keaton once sang way back in his heyday. So the rain in the water is going to run off the track quite quickly, I would say, around here. And of course it's green around here for a reason. Is that there we have a lot of showers, and we also have a lot of sunshine as well. And when it is sunny around here, it is the track can drive quite quickly, can it? 15 drivers in qualifying too then. They are Smithy, Dave, Brooksy, J-Dog, Scooby Stew, Starbust, Lucky Boff, Hammer Time, Picasso, Ducanco, Paris, Cassel, Iron Knight, Booty, and Jinner. We got Vintage saying that Starbust is sandbagging at the moment. Ferrari mechanics, so they're getting ready, and it's one of the Ferraris out of the pits out. It is Lucky Boff fed the first driver to come out there, so they're not really all they're not rushing out to go in the pits, are they? As I think that I was talking to Liam last night, of course, the admin of Bronze. He did let me into a little secret, which I'm going to tell everyone. Which is, of course, unfortunately we have got the glitch now where we've got no helmet at all. And Lucky Boff was driving was having the Charles Leclerc helmet. Now he's got no helmet at all, has he? So good stuff indeed there for Lucky Boff. But unfortunately for us, unfortunately for me, unfortunately for Lucky Boff, he hasn't got a helmet to protect himself there. So. Oh, goodness me, he's going to be feeling the breeze over his head there, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. I'm just letting you into a little secret. There's Liam told me last night, and of course afterwards he crashed into the pit lane there in in the Grand Prix in gold on Sunday, didn't he? I don't think we picked it up on the stream, did we? But unfortunately, when you tell me something in confidence, you know that I'm going to be telling everyone on the stream. So lesson learned there from Liam. Yeah, of course, of course we was having a little chin wag after bronze last night. Bronze, of course. If you really want to watch, if you want to rewatch bronze, it was a cracking race last night. I absolutely loved it. Had 7 Grand Prix winners in the first 7 races for bronze season. Absolutely magical stuff indeed. Gurman said it in the comments as well last night that it was almost like Formula 1 2012. Formula 1 2012 has returned, hasn't it? I absolutely love it. Good stuff indeed there. Gordo saying his hello. Good luck to Ferrari as well. Well, they definitely need luck, especially Lucky Boff. He doesn't need luck, is he? Because he's already a Lucky Boff. But he's got no helmet, so goodness gracious me there. And he hasn't even got any glass on either, so goodness me. How is those eyes must be watering of his right now. Oh dear. And I think they're going to be watering some more. There might be tears coming out of that out of his eyes as well now, as unfortunately his house sputtered, and he's also also got rid of the polystyrene as well. Picasso there in the second part of the lap as well. What about there's a McLaren out there I spy, and there he is, and it's Smithy Almighty at the top of the hill as well. Knowles here saying let's go Cobalt. Boff's got no helmet. EA must hate him then. Who is the most unluckiest driver in a real life F1? Everybody. Seriously, I say this is a trick question. Mr. Bull Gordo has said Danny Rick then. It is just a question, laugh out loud. My pick was Danny Ricciardo also. Serious Russian's gone Mark Webber. I don't know, to be honest. Actually, that's going to be. Oh goodness me! Who's the most unluckiest driver of all time then? I'm gonna have to sit back and think about this one, or does it have to be current then? I do it past or present. I love it. Also, I must also hold my hands up in absolute shamefully because we had a trivia question I think from Liam yesterday about. I think it was Tango and Liam actually about naming the British drivers from the 2003 season. Of course, we did pick Starburst has gone faster. We did pick Coulthard, Button, and Justin Wilson, but shamefully we forgot about the Irishman of Ralph Furman. How can we forget Ralph Furman in the Jordan? Of course, I think he only participated in 13 races that season, didn't he? He had a horrific accident. Oh goodness me, Smithfield Mighty's also had some issues as well. Ralph Furman had a horrific accident in the Hungarian Grand Prix. I think it was pre-practice 4-3, wasn't it? Booty is off the circuit. I think. Oh my goodness me! Look at this, they're spinning off quite heavily there, and it's Cassau who's done a beautiful pirouette there. He's also got no helmet here, so the Ferrari drivers are living dangerously tonight. Then, as Cassau is really having troubles getting out of the grass there. The car's bouncing up and down there for Cassau, so it's not looking too good at the moment. As he's trying to get back out of the grass, and look at all the water that is like saturated in that grass. Goodness me. There's a Picasso's invalid his time. Hammer time is. Oh, Hammer time's lost the wing section there. Oh dear, this is the rain has stopped, but goodness me, the action has just started, I think, in this qualifying session. Oh my golly gosh there. Absolutely incredible scenes here. Really is indeed there. I've moved. Hopefully I lost me mic there. I'll have to go out and buy one. I think it's going to have to be Amazon Prime tomorrow. Goodness me. And to be honest, I picked up my mic today, and I was just like trying to turn up the volume, and it all just fell apart on me. So my little volume thing and all that is literally hanging on by a wire at the moment. Cassau unfortunately was on a wire and beyond that. Jidder then is in the Aston Martin then as we go over the crest of the hill as well. Serious Russian was Becca saying Max Verstappen the most unluckiest driver. Then goodness me, I think he was the most unluckiest driver when he debuted in the hybrid era, wasn't he? It's very impressive. Mercedes has been very impressive, haven't they? But having said that, of course, it looks like Red Bull are back in the action as well. I think I've just seen Brooksy going up into 12th, up into second position on the grid on board. Paris that over the shoulder, lovely stuff indeed. And Serious Russian is just saying, and not that it's lucky, Becca, that Lewis effect is kicking in. Then Agora saying, oh, did we not introduce Ferrari's new weight saving technique? Oh, so is that what it is then? So it's Ferrari's new weight saving technique then is the reason why they got their helmets then on, which I think is quite illegal personally, but I suppose I got a mantra of safety first kind of thing. Then I always wear me goggles when I go out when I go on a night out, of course, because I usually poke myself in the eye with all kinds of straws and all that stuff. Especially when I always order the Hawaiian, what's it, oh my gosh, there is the Cassau's inside front tire locking up there, so I ordered the umbrella Hawaiian drink. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, just watching Cassau in the second split tire as well. I'm having a ponder about who's the most unluckiest driver in F1. I was thinking about David Coulthard straight away then, but of course Coulthard made a lot of his bad luck himself, really, didn't he? Casals ran wide there. That lap is not going to count, unfortunately, so we're going to stick with Jenner for the minute. Of course, Coulthard crashed into the pit lane, didn't he? In Adelaide was very helpful. He also spun on the formation lap in Italy 95 as well. So there we go. Jean Lacey comes to mind for one of my most unluckiest drivers there. He was, I think, especially in 95, that Ferrari was absolutely, it was good. Jean Lacey was really good in that Ferrari 95. The amount of times then that Ferrari conked out in the Japanese Grand Prix 95, where Jean Lacey was absolutely fantastic in slippery conditions. He was mega, but unfortunately after 20 odd laps he was out of the race there. I can't remember what the issue was, but he was done and dusted there. Also in the Italian Grand Prix, Jean Lacey's on-board camera fell off and hit Gerhard Berger's suspension. If that's not unlucky, I don't know what is, really. Goodness me. And then Jean Lacey retired, I think, with a wheel bearing failure or something. There's something wrong with the rear part of the car on the Ferrari, so that was probably quite unlucky as well. Who else then probably was the most unluckiest drivers of all time? Goodness me, keep your comments coming in, guys. Massa missing out in 2008 on the championship there. Yeah, and if you think about it there, there's a lot of times there where Massa was very unlucky in 2008 as well. Of course, one of the most unluckiest things was when the crash gate happened in Singapore. If that didn't happen, would have Massa won the championship? Possibly. DRS has been enabled now, so that is usually the sign that we are getting close to dry conditions, to the slick tyre conditions there. Cassel is fast in qualifying one, and he's going for another fast time. Now, Cassel is really on form at the moment in the Ferrari car 55, which is Carlos Sainz's car, but today it is Cassel's car. Great stuff indeed there. We've got Charlie in the comments as well. YI Peep said, so good stuff indeed there for chat. Oh, Dave Fair is getting all kinds of squirrely there, isn't he? Goodness me. As Dave Fair is going to lose a bit of time off. I wonder if he might have abandoned this time and come back into the pits there and throw on the soft tyres. Only driver on the soft tyres who's thinking about the soft tyres at the moment there is Hammer Tyre. Ducanco. If you get into the top 10 on the dry tyres, you have to start on those exact tyres as well, Ben. So whether it's soft or medium, you must start on the tyres for the Grand Prix itself, Ben. And what is the best strategy around here? Well, I don't know what the rain strategy is around here yet, then, which is very intense stuff indeed. Then Massa fading to catch Barrichello, also fading to catch Barrichello's suspension spring in 2009 as well in the Hungarian Grand Prix. That was awful. That was. It really was indeed, wasn't it? And so Dave Fair is squirreling all over the pit track here, and Hammer Time and Dave Fair are, goodness me, and oh no! Dave, I think he's broke himself out. They're racing here, and goodness me, and Hammer Time's invalidated his time as well, so this is not good at all. And it is still dry out there, isn't it? So I think that Dave was on a quick. I think Dave was still on another quick lap, and so is Hammer Time. And unfortunately, Hammer Time is now in AI mode, and oh dear, this is not going at all well, is it? So I think Hammer Time's going to be furious. I think they're going to be furious with each other, aren't they? Unfortunately. Oh dear. Becca, Knowles is saying Becca definitely Max Verstappen. I laugh out loud there. As Becca said, serious Russia now, he's lost 75 points by problems, and that it has caused no control, i.e. Baku, Silverstone and Hungary. Mercy. Aha. Mercy. Yeah, I suppose that is true, isn't it there? But yeah, he's not been the most luckiest driver in the world, has he? Max Verstappen this season. Over the line goes Sir Dave again, and so Sir Dave in Hammer Time tripping over each other, unfortunately, and they've both cost each other major time there, haven't they? That's not good at all. Ducanco is now on dry tyres, so he's the first driver to come out on the slick compound tyres. Let's see what Ducanco can do then. And he is now accelerating out and going down into turn number 4 as well. Then for the Alfa Romeo driver then, and of course the rumours to the hot topic for the second Alfa Romeo seat is going to I think is it Zhao, isn't it there? From Formula 2, apparently he's bringing 30 million into the car, isn't he, though? So I wouldn't turn that down. 3 seconds up, Ducanco is in the second split time. His fastest time on the intermediate tyres for 12.6 there, so keep that in mind then, as he is going for broke then. Hammer Time is out, and we've got both Alpha Taris out then, so as I'm just looking, Bootie's also out on the intermediate tyres as well. I feel that they should probably abandon their times coming, because Ducanco is showing that the track is ready, I think, for the slick tyres. He's shown it's more than ready for the slick tyres, and yes, I think that anyone who's on the lap now maybe should abandon this one. Sir Davis found some time then. Here comes Hammer Time then. It's quite a short circuit this one is, isn't it there? So perhaps they might want to finish that lap then coming to the pits. And Hammer Time goes third fastest. Sir Dave is also going to propel himself up a competition as well. Sir Dave is still at 12th position at the moment for his troubles at the moment there. Booty is 5 tenths of a second down in the second split time. Goodness me, I've lost all kinds of... as Booty now comes back into the pits there. So we've got yellow flag in sector 3 there. Dukanko is going for a second time biting the cherry as well. Just take a look then, but he will still go on to donate for another 10 years in Serious Russia's opinion. Who do you think will win the championship? I'm hoping Max, but I think it'll be Lewis then. Serious Russian records Max, definitely. But if we're going to be unlucky this season, then his name has to be up there. Becker's gone for Lewis as well. Shootout time for qualify. Shootout time for Q3 for Serious Russian as well. So he's looking forward to this qualifying. Yes, now we're into the 05s now for Dukanko. It's someone is just making sure that their car's working. Goodness me, Scooby Shoo, the birthday boy with no helmet there. Goodness me, that he's a man that likes danger, doesn't he? He's coming out of turn 1 and away he goes. And Picasso's also on a lap. And Sir Davis, oh gosh, sir! And I've just seen the end of that. And Sir Davis got a 5 place credit penalty for him and J-Dog coming to blows. And his J-Dog got damaged there. I'm not sure, but Sir Davis on the intermediate tires, he's been spun off there. And oh dear, then as Sir David is going to be in the naughty book, I think, as he's in the pits now. So hopefully he'll be going on to the softer compound tires, I would imagine then. Scooby Doo in the second split time as well. Got a Ferrari just in front of us as well. It's Casa, but he's on an outlap mode then. So it's going to be Scooby Doo then. It's going to be one of the first drivers then to set a time as well. As EA's took the helmet back now from Scooby Doo then. So that is EA's birthday present, but he didn't have to keep it. He's only allowed it for 18 minutes, and then the EA wanted it back there into the final corner then. And let's see what Scooby Doo can do then. Let's see then. Car across the line comes Scooby Doo. He's on pole, but he's fast so far. Pole, it's not just yet. So Picasso starting his lap as well. I see an Aston Martin there who is just behind us as well, but it's not the Aston Martin I was thinking of. It is the other Aston Martin of Gino who's just started his lap as well. So we're on board with. We're on board then with the other Aston Martin then. Jenner starting us up as well. Then Smithy Almighty just about to finish us up. We've got a Haas car just in front of us and J-Dog. Brooks has gone fastest there. But Paris has gone second fastest. Brooks is on the medium tires and J-Dog has gone sixth fastest. I wonder if that car is damaged. Then we've got Smithy Almighty has got him in the third now. Look at this. That is goodness gracious me then. And as the times are now starting to tumble like a fruit machine out there. Casals have validated this time. Booty's in 10th position there. Goodness gracious me then. This is going to get very hot then before the end of this session. I've got to say, we're already sizzling here tonight, haven't we? Is Picasso then coming out of the curves as well and getting very slippery there, isn't he? And now going over the crest of the hill then, yellow flag then, that's an Alfa Romeo who's stopped at the top of the hill then. There's a Haas car just in front of us, but I think it's Iron Knight. It is Iron Knight then starting us up. We're going to stay with Picasso. And out of the final turn then, and Picasso coming across the line. He goes fast as well, and as you can see, it might be last driver of the line then. There's going to be some tears, I think, in this qualifying session now. But who is going to be shedding those tears? And here comes Jenner. He's so fast at the moment there, but he's going to be nervously looking over his shoulder. Scooby Stew in the pits there. That is the wrong time to come in the pits. I would hazard a guess that J-Dog is 4 seconds up in the second split time then. So J-Dog, it looks like that he had an appalling first lap then. So his second lap then is going to be much more fruitful, I feel, then for the championship campaigner across the line, and he goes at fifth fastest then. Lovely stuff indeed then. Starburst out of the final turn as well. Starburst is going for one more time run then, as that was a bit of a disappointing lap then. We've got the Alpha Taris who are just coming across the line. Good stuff indeed. Booty's got up to fifth fastest there. I wonder if Booty's got any more time on the board then. Any more fuel on board, I would say. So Davis, Sir Davis invalidated this time. That's not good at all, is it? We got so checker flag is now fallen then for a couple of drivers there. Here comes Iron Knight who's down in 50th position there, while the Ferrari casts out. He goes fifth fast on his second bite of cherry. Here comes Iron Knight then out of the final turn then for Iron Knight then. Let's see what he can do then. And it's Iron Knight. He goes sixth fastest. Good stuff indeed then for Iron Knight. Great stuff there. Booty is quicker in the first sector time indeed. Smithy Almighty is also burning rubber then down the back straight. Hammer Time, the championship leader, is currently out qualified. Ginner's out qualifying as well. Dukanko's out qualifying. Lucky Balf is out qualifying. And I think Davis as well. What about Hammer Time? Hammer Time's 4 seconds up there. This should be enough to get him through. Scooby Stew might be out qualified here, and we might have a birthday villain in the ranks here tonight. Then look at how dirty the Alpha Tari car is. Here is Hammer Time then over the line. He can't set it out, and Hammer Time I think is going to watch Scooby Stew's birthday dreams here tonight. Unfortunately, it's been the case that so he is out of qualifying now. Unfortunately, then is Oh, yeah, here comes Smithfield Mighty out of fine turn as well. Smithfield Mighty is currently through at the moment. He's just improving, and he does improve it quite nicely indeed. We know the drivers that are out of qualifying. They are Sir Dave, Lucky Boff, Dukanko, Jinner, and Scooby Stew all out of qualifying too then, as we are now proceeding for qualifying free then for the Austrian Grand Prix. As we got Gordo saying that look, there's McLaren copying our weight-saving technique. Paul, and that is, I think that needs to be referred to the stewards. And of course, McLaren, the first time the McLaren has been towed off there for copying Ferrari's work, is that? Goodness me. But there we go then. That's, of course, that's a major contention in Formula 1 history, isn't it? Seriously saying should have got the Dulux edition. Scooby. Guessing this is a dry race by looks at Liam D saying, yeah, it's a dry race. And cheers, Liam D as well. Thank you very much, Liam D. As of course, I wasn't sure if it was or not. Picasso's fastest then with Brooksy second and Starbust in third position. The top three are also on the medium compound tyres. And so that's the tyres they're going to be starting the race on. Paris, Casal, Booty, Hammer Time, Iron Knight, Smithy, and J-Dog all on soft tyres. Out of qualifying, Scooby Stew, Jinner, Dukanko, Lucky Boff, and Sir Dave. Lucky Boff and Sir Dave didn't get a time on the slick tyres today. Sir Dave started at the back of the field as well for a 5-place grip penalty there for Sir Dave. So after him and J-Dog came together on the final corner there, or the in between the final corner there. So I don't think that they're going to be, their words are going to be quite heated, I would say, at the end of that one. As Sir Dave, I think, was on the intermediate tyres, whilst Lucky as J-Dog was on the soft compound tyres, I believe. We're now into qualifying free then, and goodness me, I'm a sweaty mess already, and I've also got backache as well because I have to stay in one position. I usually fidget when I'm doing this shtick, but unfortunately tonight I have to stay still because I got a dodgy mic, which I'm going to be on Amazon Prime after this race and to order me a new one. It's still my original PS4 mic, to be fair, so it's done very nicely. I think this is about 8 years old, so I'm absolutely impressed with myself. Really am indeed. Unfortunately, my controllers weren't. I used to break my controllers quite often, especially when I was first league race, and there's a reason why I'm called Ginger Rage, because I rage quite heavily, especially when I'm losing. Goodness gracious me, then I'm an appalling loser. I just moan constantly. Right then, qualifying free. It's a beautiful day out here in the Styrian Mountains, isn't it? Goodness me, I'm gonna have to get my legs out, I think, there, and get my calves a good old tan there, because it's absolutely splendid here in the Austrian Mountains as well. I'm still trying to ponder who's the most unluckiest driver in Formula 1 history, because I'd say that's quite a difficult one, isn't it, really? Yeah, I don't know, really. Of course, Fernando Alonso, you can't really say he's unlucky, can you? Because, of course, he's a two-time world champion. I said that. He's always been in the wrong place at the wrong time, hasn't he? But to say the very least, but some of the problems he did cause himself earlier on in his career, didn't he? Fernando did, like in McLaren 2007. But quite contentious year that was, the McLaren, wasn't it, in 2007? But as we've already touched upon with the Spygate scandal and all that kind of jazz, which I must say, I, of course, being a big old McLaren fan back in the day, I was quite adamant that McLaren had done nothing wrong. Albeit, wasn't it Mike Coughlin that took a load of pages down to be scanned in his local shop in Woking? And I think that wasn't there a super Ferrari fan in that like shop, and she emailed one of the Ferrari employees or something like that. That's what I heard. I heard on YouTube actually, so it probably isn't true at all. But that's I quite. Yeah, maybe that's wrong. But I quite like that story, and I do quite like that story. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And it just shows that sometimes how unlucky can you be as well? Because I think there's potentially the person behind the counter may not have even watched that one, and may not even blinked an eye really. Because she was a super fan, she recognised the documents that were Ferrari, and she also recognised Mike Coughlin there, who, of course, Mike Coughlin, of course, a McLaren employee. I think it was Nigel Stepney as well who's involved in it as well. As Nigel Stepney was the fuel guy, wasn't he? I think he was the Nigel Stepney, the guy that broke, wasn't he, broke his leg or something in the Spanish Grand Prix when Schumacher was released too early in 2000. I think it was, wasn't it? Of course, Nigel Stepney was not in the most harmonious place in Ferrari, was he? Back when that was going on. So just on board now as well, and just accelerating now and going over the crest of the hill then for Brooksy. Let's see what he can do as he comes into the final turn then for Brooksy then. Let's see what he can do then. Brooksy has been on pole position 3 times in the first 6 races so far, and he comes across line. He's fast on a 4.666. Goodness me, better the devil you know. Hammer times go faster still out by... is he? Is he quicker? Oh, he is quicker. Oh my gosh, now. A long day. I was looking the temps afterwards because Hammer Time is in the threes, isn't he? And Brooksy's in the fours. So my brain just couldn't compute there. But Hammer Time is quicker by over a second now from Casal, who is now second fastest, 2 tenths a second away. J-Dog in third position. Smithfield Almighty has gone 4 fast at the moment now. What about Booty? Booty has swung up to his highest third. Goodness gracious me. That Booty is high. Picasso in fifth position. He hasn't set time yet. Iron Knot that is invalidated his time then, so he's just cruising back to the pit lane. And here comes Picasso in the second split time. He's done a 44.22 recurring there. Serious person saying anyone that was Sean's teammate there. Oh gosh, and Picasso has spun off there and he's gone straight to the pit lane now. Picasso has and unfortunately that time is done and dusted there. And Hammer Time also in the pit lane as well. Brooksy's first time is not very impressive there. He's down in 6th position. Brooksy, he's the slowest of the time runner so far. Oh, it's a Starburst is also off as well. I've got to say, we've got more drama in the dry than we have in the wet here in Austria. Goodness gracious me. As Starburst said, was absolute quality last time. That was the fantastic in the French Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he was pirouetting a bit too much there going into the pit lane. Paris going across the line. Paris goes third fast as well then. And he is also now involved in the in this incredible battle for pole position. And Smithfield Monty has found 2 tenths a second on his second time run and is now up into 5th position. Cracking stuff. Both Haas cars are out at the moment, but I think J-Dog is now starting another run then. This is a short lap. Oh gosh, there an Iron Knight that is goodness me, he's gone wide and he's in the wall. And oh gosh, there he's hit the polished siren now, and just where the tyre barriers at as well. But it was only a glancing blow with the Haas car. I think that oh goodness me, he's gone in front of his teammate there. Hopefully that's not impeded his teammate too much. Then Smithfield Mighty is 8 tenths a second down the first split time. We're going to leave him to it for the minute, I would hazard a guess then. So I'm going to stick with J-Dog at the moment. It's at the top of the hill at turn at number 3. It's a beautiful scenery up there, isn't it? Serious Mushroom saying that Schumacher's not yours. Laugh out loud. Oh gosh, there I'm absolutely. I didn't even twig on Serious. Oh goodness gracious me! I think 3 days, 4 days commentary. I've completely lost me marbles, haven't I? We've got Lewis Hook saying, Lewis Hook saying, go on Smithy as well. He's in 5th position on Smithy on a cracking time there. Really good stuff indeed. J-Dog going over the hill as well. Then before flicking it into. Is that J-Dog's in the pits there? Oh, so it was Barrichello, was it? It was Barrichello's fault that Nigel Stepney hurt himself, not Schumacher. I apologise to Schumacher profusely. Talking to Schumacher, there's a documentary that is coming on Netflix soon as well. I'm looking forward to that one. I do like Netflix documentaries. They're actually really good indeed. They've done really well on Drive to Survive, I must say. Albeit, yeah, they do amp up the action ever so slightly, don't they? I would say because it does sometimes they make it a bit more dramatic than what it is, but still it can be very dramatic beyond the scenes there. And the Series 3 of Drive to Survive, what I liked was watching. It was interesting, but I didn't really like it too much there. It's because Gunther Steiner there. Of course, making a deal about we're a German sponsor, but he had to have a German driver. It's really interesting to hear about the ins and outs of like a sponsorship deal on a Formula 1 car. Really interesting stuff that was there. Of course, not a German driver was Mick Schumacher. And here comes the Williams driver of Paris. He's now fastest so far in the Williams car. Great stuff indeed. Kakro Goko, I didn't crash. I just retired in the pit lane vintage there. Yes, indeed. I did mention that as well, but of course, I've got a problem now with my hair. That's better. Mums have it cut sometime soon. I've been saying that for a couple of weeks, but unfortunately, because of Formula 1's triple header, I don't really want to miss any action of Formula 1 whatsoever. Because I don't sit there and watch practice 1 and 2 as much as I used to. Unfortunately, because there's something really annoying called work, which the only time I can watch it is when the Sky Sports schedule is absolutely minted. When it's really on my side, but it was on my side in the Belgian Grand Prix. It was really good that weekend, as I watched all 3 of the sessions. for something. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the race, though, because it was rained off then, and the not Belgian Grand Prix. Starburst has gone full faster then. I feel that Grand Prix win in the... Oh my gosh, I was going to say that Grand Prix win in the French Grand Prix may have really elevated him up a peg or two. He was a very quick driver anyway, Starburst was. But at the moment now, he was spinning. He was going the wrong way. Brooksy 8/10 second up in the second split time here. So here's Brooksy now. So this is going to be his real first attempt then with 4 minutes to go in this session. What can Brooksy do? He's gone wide though, Brooksy has there. Oh my goodness me, and of course he was a lot of favourites. He was the main favourite, was he, to win the World Championship this season? And it's starting to roll away from him. He's only got 18 points so far in the World Championship, Brooksy has there. He's invalidated the next 2 runs as well. Booty, that is well off the circuit there, but he's got away with it. Goodness me, I'm shaking my head in disgust there from Booty. Comes across the line, he's 4/10 seconds slower still. He is over pushing the car at the moment, isn't he, Booty? You've got to be relaxed in that car. Be one with the car, as Martin Brundle used to say back on the 97 F1 game there. J-Dog going over the curb as well. I think Starburst then is in the pit as well. That's a very late pit in there from Starburst, looking very violent indeed, isn't he? J-Dog then, who is now starting us up, so he's going up the hill. J-Dog is a lovely shot here. Lovely shot here then from Austria. Fantastic. Booty's been watching you, Sean, the same lines. Thank you for that. I got to say, to be honest, actually, I would go a lot wider than that. And maybe he was watching, Milan then, after Milan's incredible pole position on a Sunday, albeit he was a bit wide there, wasn't he, Milan? Goodness gracious me. To be fair, when I did a league race around here for PBE a couple of weeks ago, I was actually off the track more than on it. Really, it was shameful to say the least. But there we go. I got to say, luckily, Wilson was racing that race. Otherwise, I think he would have been too ashamed to let me continue. Out of the final turn then for J-Dog, and he comes over the line, and let's see what J-Dog can do. He goes faster by a fraction now. He's hit the limit of the Haas car, isn't he? He's down in 7th position now, whereas championship rival is in 2nd then. So that is not going to sit too well. It's a hammer time right off the circuit there, but he's able to continue on then. So I'm not really sure how that one sits fits, but there we go. I wonder if the game there probably thought then that he would have lost more in the game than hammer time. Look how much speed he carried into turn 2. That's magnificent. Sorry, turn 3. I corrected myself. Turn 3. Now that's absolutely brilliant there for hammer time. That felt quick, didn't it? On board the championship leader now. He's had the championship leader's had 3 Grand Prix wins this season. That's a lot of oversteer. That's a lot of understeer, I should say, on that Alpha Tauro. He was just running very wide indeed. That T1 seems to be unnerving the most. That it is. I really don't like turn 1 at all in this game. Then it just throws you into a spin very quickly and very violently indeed. Then, and goodness me, I'm not a violent person there. I'm very timid to say the least. That into the final turn then for hammer time then, almost off the circuit, and that's inch perfect. And look at that, and he hit that curve beautifully well, because it slid the back end absolutely superbly well. Across the line, hammer time goes. He's 702nd down now, and I think he lost a bit of that time now, didn't he, in that understeer moment to turn 4. Oh, and he's also invalidated this time as well. Booty just getting out of the way of his teammate there, but Booty is going to need to get a move on though. So I know he's being a gentleman out there, which is more than what I can say about myself, but he does need to get on with only 45 seconds to go. We've got Smithfield Might is invalidated that time. Unfortunately, Picasso's out there. Iron Knight is out there as well. We just seen hammer time now. Starburst is in 4th position, going for now by a cherry. What about J-Dog? J-Dog is done. 5 laps on those soft tires, and those tires are going to be well past their best as well. Picasso is at a 44.007 then as well, and of course that's also a lovely plug then, because I think Aston Martin are going to have a lot of the 007 like branded on their car, aren't they, in the Italian Grand Prix, of course, as the newest James Bond film as well. I do love a good older James Bond or two. As coming across the line, Picasso goes third fastest out. That's a cracking time now for Picasso. Really well done indeed then. Hammer time then is into the final turn then. Let's see what hammer time can do. He of course track invalidated the first time then, so is he done the second time as well? Oh my goodness me. And I'm just waiting for the map to sort itself out. I think he has, you know. I think he has. Hammer time then, it's invalidated second by the cherry as well. As that was Picasso off the circuit then. Casal is fast in the second sprint time. Starburst invalidated his time. Booty delights outside that. Smithfield Might is invalidated. Brooksy is a 6/10 of a second up in the second sprint time. We got a Ferrari. Looking at the Ferrari first, and here comes Casal coming across the line there for the Ferrari. He had a great drive in France, and he is third fastest. Great somebody. Well, Brooksy. He's got the most pole position this season. He is second fastest. Ace Paris is still on pole position then. Oh my goodness gracious me then. Incredible stuff, man. Here comes Booty then. He's 4600 a second down, 6400 a second second down then in the first split time there. What about the second split time as well? Then Ron Bora Booty, he's currently 7th fastest at the moment, and it's his best qualifying performance of his career, I would hazard a guess so far. But let's see if he continue on then. Car 19 then coming over the crest hill as well. Then we have still got R90s on the lap as well. I think everyone else is invalidated or has had to abandon their times. And Booty has gone very wide there. Goodness me, he has been watching me, hasn't he? Out of the final turn then, and into and over the line he goes. And Booty goes 6th fastest there, and now it's going to be quite a contentious qualifying lap there. R90 has finished this up then. Smith and what he's invalidated his time. Starburst hasn't there. Starburst there, keeping it well within track limits there. Good 17th then out of the final turn then for Starburst. He goes 2nd fastest and us on the front row of the grid there by 800 to a second away from pole position. But it is a new man on pole position. Dallas Paris is pole position then for the first time in his career. He is going to be starting on the on position 1 then for the Austrian Grand Prix. And that is exactly where you want to start. Fantastic stuff there from Paris. Congratulations. Really good stuff indeed there. Absolutely mega stuff there. And Serious Much saying what an ending then to that qualifying session. It really was indeed. We had all 3 seasons. We had heavy rain, we had light rain, we had spring conditions, and now we have summer conditions there. Paris pole position by 8,700 of the second hour, a whisker away from Starburst, who finished second. We finished second qualified today. Remember, of course, Starburst winning that incredible race last time out there. He also got pole position as well for the first time in his career. But Starburst has got 2 podiums as well this season. He might be starting to really make a ripple in the championship battle. As now we are starting. Great quality from Starburst there from Gunnar. Of course, Gunnar is of course also a part of the 007 outfit as well. Of course, there's a license to thrill. The Aston Martin drivers are, aren't they? Of course, this is Aston Martin's first ever season in ALR, and I got to say they've had a bit of a disappointing start, haven't they? The Aston Martin as a whole team, as they're quite low down in the joint constructors. I think they're 9th at the moment, aren't they? From when I last had a look, but hopefully. Hopefully can really, but I think we ain't even halfway distance yet. We're only on round 7, by the way. This is the final round 7, the final time we're racing round 7 anyway, here in ALR before you take a trip then over to the home of motorsport. It's the British Grand Prix next week, so keep an eye on that one, folks. Then, so we got Serious to say to go Team Ugly, and good luck to all that. Booty is improving like mad. He is indeed, isn't he? I'm a very proud uncle there for Booty. Well, good stuff indeed. Then I'm not proud of his gamer tag then, but never mind. But never mind. Then what can you do? We have also got Gunnar saying, yeah, that's because Gunnar saying he's not very good, and I think that's rubbish. Gunnar, because Gunnar I think has the most ALR starts combined in combined ethnic there, because he started almost like 89% of ALR's races ever, hasn't he? Goodness me. I need to tally up actually, because I haven't done a tally lately of how many starts Gunnar has done then, and who's got the most starts of all time then throughout gold, silver, bronze, and cobalt. But Gunnar is definitely up there. I think that Gunnar's been very unlucky as this season in the Aston Martin, but do not fear about that. That's why we got about 12 more rounds to go then, so Gunnar can put those wrongs right then. Right. Let's go for the grid, shall we? From front to back. From pole position to 20 on the grid. Sir Davis last there after him and J-Doggo came in, got into a bit of a run in there, unfortunately, which is such a shame now, isn't it? So Sir Dave has really been, the book has been thrown at him, hasn't it? Good and proper. Starburst on pole position then. Paris on pole position then on soft tyres. Starburst alongside him on row 1 on medium tyres. Brooksy in 3rd on medium tyres. Championship leader Hammer Time soft tyres. Cassau on soft tyres. Picasso on medium tyres. Booty on soft. J-Dog on soft and Smithy on soft and Arnott on soft as well. And now everyone's got a free choice outside the top 10. And Scooby Stew, the birthday boy. Happy birthday to Scooby Stew then. Absolutely good stuff indeed. The McLaren. Now, of course, I do owe him a sing-song as well, which I'll try and do before the end of the session. Junior in 12th position in the Aston Martin. Also on medium tyres as well. Dukanko in 13th position there on medium tyres as well. Lucky Boff in 14th position there. Still no helmet, and also going straight for the Aston Martin, the Alfa Romeo there. Crustier T in 15th position there. 16th position is Buckas, the only driver who hasn't scored a point in the season, and the only driver to start on the hard tyres as well. Liam D in 17th position. ZGS on soft tyres in 18th position. Stars in 19th position. And 20th is Sir Dave. Medium tyres for Stars. ZGS soft tyres. Sir Dave on soft tyres. He's always at 20th on the grid then before the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. Gunnar is saying then most starts, these points then. Not a great record, but then I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, Gunnar, actually, because I'm sure that someone else has got less points than what you have attained there. So I think, and I'm sure I've seen that last time I did that. Right then, last time I did that quick calculation. Right then. It's the Reds now starting to go to on board at Paris, and the lights are off then, but we're going to go in Austria. Here we go for one more time, and it's go, go, go. As we're going into turn one, and Paris has got the advantage, and Starburst's going to go on the inside. You get a pinch down there, and Brooks has been forced out wide. That's a half the wrong way, and I think it's J-Dog, the championship rival. We got three abreast then going into turn two, and over to turn three as well, as they started to break off side then. But yeah, J-Dog is around there. J-Dog is around, unfortunately, and as we go up into turn number three, as Brooksy has dropped down to fourth position. A good start for Jerry. He's up 6 positions. A magnificent start out for J-Dog. Hands off indeed. Sir Davis up 6 positions as well. Good speed. He's taken off superbly well. Smith reminds himself to such there. Ferrari's up the inside of Casal as he is trying to keep his position there. He's from Jinnah, the fast start, and Jinnah Picasso down 1 position as well. Brooksy running wide there. Hammer Tom has gone up 2 positions there. Starburst almost losing it there on the opening lap there. Of course, this is where you cannot win a race on the opening lap, but you can certainly lose it on the opening lap there. As there's damage there. There's damage there, and Booty and Iron Knight. Oh gosh, sir, that's a smash, and Booty is out of the Grand Prix. Stars is on as well. GTS, oh my god, sir, and it's a 5-second penalty. It's awful. It's an awful smash there. Booty is out of the Grand Prix already, and my goodness me, and it's a virtual safety car here. Iron Knight then and Booty, they're going side by side. I'm wondering if Booty should have backed out there. It's similar to the Echo incident last night. Oh my goodness me, and that's unfortunate. And unfortunately, Iron Knight, Booty out of the Grand Prix, and that is such a shame. Then as now then as into the pits comes ZGS and Iron Knight as well. So virtual safety car run, they have to adhere to the Delta here, of course. So they have on the steering wheels. The other time on their steering wheel, so they cannot let that they cannot let that go in the red zone then. So that's what the driver's doing at the moment. They're just staring at that Delta. Sir Dave up 10 positions there. Goodness me, he's probably jumped the star. Wow, good stuff indeed there for Sir Dave. My word there. So fantastic stuff. Sir Dave hasn't jumped the star, by the way, because otherwise we would have seen it there, of course. So nothing escapes my attention, albeit a lot of things escape my attention, really. But there we go. We got Paris then, who's currently just adhering to the Delta. Well done, Sir Dave, had up 10 positions. Magnificent stuff indeed. Gunnar also very happy with the start from Jinnah as well. ZGS has got a penalty as he has gone in. As ZGS and Arnold have come together under the virtual safety car, as these penalties are really starting to rack up then. That's a 5-second penalty. Oh gosh, we've got more 5-second penalties as well. Jinnah's dropped down the order because Jinnah's in the pits. There's incredible start. It's come to nothing here. Oh no, and that's not going to turn it. And that is such a shame. And Jinnah's got a 5-second penalty. It's all rattling very much at the seams. Yellow flag in the back of the field. There's Liam D is off the circuit there in the Alpine car. Liam D had such a good start in the championship, but unfortunately it's gone wrong. And J-Dog, of course, the man who's hunting Hammer down, the champion, is down to 2 points, isn't it? My goodness, golly gosh, but he's down in the back of the field. Then J-Dog's on the pole and start here in Austria. Of course, this is very much a banana skin, isn't it? In this Austrian Grand Prix, of course, and unfortunately, Australia's back in the session. Good stuff indeed there. Unfortunately, J-Dog has slipped on that banana peel quite heavily so far, but there's still 33 laps to go then, so anything could happen in the Grand Prix, and it usually does. Smithy there is just trying to get himself back into the session, then hopefully he can start to and then hopefully he could now start to fight and get himself back in the car and get himself flying. Who's that? That's Picasso is off there. Picasso's got so much speed there, but unfortunately in the race there he seems to have some issues, doesn't he? And unfortunately Picasso has dropped down to 11th position. I don't think he's damaged the car, but he is out of the top 10 then, which is such a shame. Then they were on board Crustia Tina. What about Starburst then, who's now in 5th position there, right behind the Casal in 4th position there. Brooksy in 3rd then. We've got Picasso, who is Picasso. Is it Picasso off again? And he is off, and the tires are screaming hot then on the Williams car, as he needs to let his tires cool down, doesn't he? Oh my goodness gracious me then, as we go across the line. Hammer tires dropped down the lead there, and there he is. I'm going to see that he's all over the back there, and there's no drivers for either of these two drivers for some reason. I'm not sure why. And going down, and it's got yellow flags as well, so I think that there's Picasso on major issues out there. And a yellow flag then, and also at the back of the field as well. Stars is swapped the wrong way as well. He's on the hard tires. Stars is Buckass, the other driver, started on the hard tires there. He is not got any points yet, Buckass. That is mainly because of the bad luck, really, and also not being able to finish the races there. But we're just on board now. Hamilton, then it's a good going opportunity then to extend into the World Championship. It's down to 2 points, isn't there, for for Hammer Time, as he would like to stretch his lead back up there as well. Hammer Time's got 3 Grand Prix wins this season, 2 Grand Prix wins there for J-Dog, 1 Grand Prix win for Starburst at the moment there. So it's very much on a fine tooth comb in the World Championship in Cobalt. The inside. Oh my goodness me! I thought that he was going to spin him around there. However, Brooksy is now enticed and is going side by side for turn 2. Oh my goodness gracious me! And the outside, then Hammer Time around the outside, and he is through and takes the lead there. But Paris there, is he going to let that? I don't think he's not going to let that go, is he? Not by any stretch of imagination. And they're back on board with Paris, and he's got DRS, and he's going on the inside. That he's a bit too late. That yellow flag in sector 2. As when the Red Bull's down issues, then is the Red Bull ring has been over the years, that hasn't been too fruitful, has it, for the Milton Keynes outfit? But we've crushed it here in 9th for this. So I had 2 bad power of Stars right at the back of the field at the moment in the Red Bull car. Jinnah's got past Liam and now back up into no, because I think Liam D is off at turn 2, unfortunately. Around submission, then yellow flag in sector 3 as well, as just on board then with Brooks. Then I think that Hammer Time has now actually put the hammer down as well, and he's starting to pull away. Christian T has got past Sir Dave then, so Sir Dave dropped down to that position there. So Christian T on a cracking opening couple of laps here, and moving up into a very solid 8th position as well. Stars out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. So Stars out of the race there, and that is such a shame. Then Brooks is all over the back now, and look at this, and Brooks is all over the back of Paris, and he's now going to go. He's going to go for it over to turn 2. He is indeed. He's on the medium tires, of course, but Paris is going to go for the old switcheroo, and indeed he does that. But I think that Brooksy has the high line, so they both got DRS, and of course the DRS, Paris on the DRS there for Hamilton, Brooks had the DRS there from Paris. Of course, you have to be within a second from the car behind now to get that DRS, and indeed they have. And now as Hammer Time got the pace to pull away, he's on the soft tires. He needs to make hay whilst the sun is shining. The sun is shining absolutely splendidly at the sake of proceedings. Starburst then half a second back from Casa as well. He is keeping him honest as well, but can't believe that Brooksy is we're on the round 7 of this race, and I can't believe it, but Brooksy has not got a Grand Prix win to his name yet, has he, in this season, which I'm finding absolutely astounding. He has been very unlucky, hasn't he? But now I wonder if this is the day that as Brooksy and Hammer Time, I do feel that these two definitely enjoy racing each other, don't they? I enjoy watching them as well, but I enjoy watching Paris, Casal and Starburst also involved in the action as well. The top 5 are in a second of each other, and Brooksy's on the ascendancy. Look at this, and he's going for the Grand Prix lead, and he goes up for he passes the championship leader and moves into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix on lap 7 out of 36 in the Alfa Romeo. Now, last time he was in the lead of a Grand Prix, unfortunately his teammate did nerf him off in the final chicane of the Canadian Grand Prix. So hopefully Brooksy going to have a bit more luck at this time around there. But Hammer Time then is not going to be letting that one go too easily, is he? DJ has got a 3-second penalty in the Mercedes. Well, on board now with Hammer Time, and he's about half a second back. He's in DRS at the moment, but he is dropping back slightly now, isn't he? Hammer Time is. Liam D is now down in the 7th position. J-Dog then needs to make a recovery drive. I think he might need a safety car if he wants to get some major pointage tonight. Then, but otherwise, said he's going to hope for a very strange Grand Prix indeed. Liam D is now coming out of the pits, and I think that Liam D and ZJS are very close to being lapped already. Then, unfortunately, when you get lapped on this game, then the safety car doesn't let you back through automatically, does it? So really, Hammer Time's got a 3-second penalty already for his trouble. Says we're a quarter distance here in the Grand Prix as they're flying past me. Hammer Time said, is he going to go for it going up the hill? Then not quite though. As oh my goodness, the braking distance of these cars is absolutely tremendous. Booty leaving the session there, as unfortunately his race lasted only 8 corners there, which isn't very good, is it? For Booty then, but it's such a shame as well. He had a good qualifying performance, virtual safety car, as someone has had a cropper, but I'm not sure where. Let me just have it. Oh, there's debris, and it's J-Dog, I think. I wonder if it is J-Dog, then he's got all his pieces in the right direction there, unless he just took a very long time to come through the final turn there. There was debris on the final turn. I wonder if they just want to get... I wonder if he did. It's Picasso. He's got no wing at all. Picasso hasn't there in the Williams. It's a nightmare race for Picasso once again. That is such a shame. So it's Russian. That's because they're abusing at turn 9 there. Of course, said as I think that there are a couple of into the pits comes Hammer Time, the race leader, the championship leaders in the pits there. As Picasso is of course. As I was wondering what the virtual safety car was. Picasso there owned up quite nice indeed. I wouldn't have owned up there, but of course, actually, because I'm a sneaky devil. Out of the pits now comes Hammer Time. So he's taking this opportunity on the verge to safety car whilst the debris is cleared, and for Hammer Time to cut in the pits. But however, Hammer Time now has to cut his way through the, now has to come through the field. And Dukanko, who's down in the 8th-9th position at the moment, he's having a bit of a quiet Grand Prix at the moment, Dukanko is then. And they're having a bit of a drag race, and straight from the get-go, of course, Hammer Time is going to be hotter than Dukanko's tyres. And of course, they come out the blankets there quite toasty, don't they? Yellow flag in one, as one of them. Oh, Buckass has got some issues there in turn 1 as well. That turn 1 is very brutal as well. Picasso in the pits. Oh, what a shame now for Picasso. And he's such a good qualifier, isn't he? Picasso is unfortunately the races. He just seems to go peak tongue then. Going back to Serious Mushroom's comments about them abusing track limits at turn 20. They indeed are, aren't they? They're using the IndyCar line. Not in all the drivers said. I think the top 5 or 6 drivers I've been watching now and then, but I know that Sir Dave certainly has, and we've even seen Booter Delight take a couple of shavings of Ted's off there as well, which is absolutely shameful behaviour, isn't it? As Hammer Time going on the outside of Sir Dave. That's a cracking manoeuvre there from Hammer Time. I only caught the end of that, but that was a lovely manoeuvre there from Hammer Time, as he is very much on the ascendancy in the Alpha Tower there. Of course, Alpha Tower leading the championship only by 4 points from the Haas team now, as they have got to, the Alpha Tower have only got 1 car left in the Grand Prix, so Hammer Time is going to have to get some major points then, so that, but having said that, the Haas team has not got any points at all, as Christian Tita off the circuit there. Goodness gracious me, that's a very extreme effort. Christian Tita is Haas, but and Dave is just going to, that's the door for Dave, and Dave says thank you very much. He takes the 8th position there, and through he goes. Great stuff indeed. That Hammer Time is now all over the back of the birthday boy. It is Scooby-Doo then. Hammer has looked wide there so many times that as Serious Mushroom is saying as well. Then Lucky Bob's got a 3-second penalty. There's me proper roasting Booty Delight in Sir Dave, but Hammer Time has done it as well there. Goodness gracious me, he's all over the back of Scooby-Doo. Good gosh there. Hammer Time just propelled out of that turn. Very nice indeed. I hope you had damage to wing now, because it was quite a clump there to the back of the McLaren driver of Scooby-Doo out of the following turn. And then here is Hammer Time, and he's now in for the 6th position there. Yeah, I got there in the end. So, and he's also done the fastest up for the race, so that's quite ominous. So Hammer Time has now got 8 seconds between himself and Lucky Boff in the Ferrari, as a lock up there of Casal on the inside front tyre of Casal. So he's got 8 seconds now, 7 seconds to himself in the Ferrari. Hammer Time, I said, it's a golden opportunity now for him to get his head down, to get some qualifying laps, but he doesn't want to cook those medium compound tyres, of course, because these Pirelli tyres, so if you cook them, they're done then. I do not mean put them on the grill, I mean just go hard on them too quickly. It's not what you want to do on these Pirelli tyres, do you? Starburst then is still in DRS range from Cassau, who's also still in DRS range of Paris as well in 2nd position. And of course, Paris hasn't had a podium since signing permanently for the Williams team, unfortunately there. So hopefully today it could be the day then. Serious Russian saying, well, no, I'm going to go, but you'll find time where you can there. I just meant penalty-wise. Indeed then, yeah, of course, I say if you get away with it, why not? As Cressio T has just gone past Sir Dave. Sir Dave is limping for some reason. As what's happened to Sir Dave? And he's had to come in Paris has had some issues in turn 1 there, and he's I'm not sure he spun the car or whatnot. Sir Dave is limping in the pit lane along with Smithy Almighty, and Paris has dropped down to 5th position. I'm so sorry, Paris. There, as I was saying, today could be the day for his podium. How wrong was I, unfortunately? As Starbus there is going to. It's now the soft tyres are might starting to be struggling around here now. So this is where the medium runners are now going to start to really get some time over the soft compound runners there. Sir Dave and Smithy still in the pit lane, and Sir Dave's going to come out in 12th position then, and so I think they're on for a 2-stop strategy. And there's Buckass, Smithy and Sir Dave are all coming out there side by side then, and here they are, as J-Dog is also involved in this as well. Look at this, I've got lots of slipstream and then going up the hill as well, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. And Sir Dave in a 12th position, and there's J-Dog then up into 14th position, made that 13th position there. Good stuff indeed there. Buckass has gone wide, he's on 11 lap of medium hard tyres. This is not working out too well too fruitful for Buckass at the moment. There's a long way to go though, isn't there? So do not think that strategy is done and dusted just yet. Buckass and Smithy are still going at it. Hammer and Tongs then, as we're just watching Starburst set up the inside, passes the Ferrari driver, and away he goes. Good stuff indeed. So Smithy Almighty has got past now. Dukanka's got 3-second penalty. We've got Mercedes of Buckass, who has gone off the circuit and on those hard tyres as well. Remember, he's going to go a very long way in this race, but unfortunately Buckass it's not going to be the case. Well, he still can go a long way, but he might struggle a bit there. Just watching the Ferrari driver of Casal, who's on who's 4/10 a second back at the moment from Starburst, and Starburst who's just got past on 3-second time penalty for Picasso as well. Top three and got penalties. Norris Paris Hammer Time has got a 3-second penalty. I'm going to come back to haunt him as I think that's Casal who's diving into the pits. Indeed, it is. Also in the pits is Brooks as well. Is that quite early for the medium runners to come to the pits? I'm quite shocked about that. So Starburst and the Grand Prix winner for the French Grand Prix takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Now he's going for 2 Grand Prix wins in a row. So far this season, we've had 3 Grand Prix winners in a row. As Mercedes, ZJS is off the circuit. We've had 3 Grand Prix winners in a row. Then we had J-Dog with 2 Grand Prix winners in a row. Can Starburst get 2 Grand Prix wins in a row as well? Scooby Stew has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane now. And where is Brooksy? Brooksy's coming out now. As is he going to get in front of these gaggle cars? His teammates just driving. That's worked out beautifully well for Brooksy. He doesn't have to fight through the field at all. And the amount as Smithfield might that's the session. He's down in 14th position now. Hopefully he'll come back in the session in the not too distant future. Jinner is side by side. Jinner's done 10 laps on the soft tyres. Paris is just on fresh medium compound tyres here. So I think that Paris should have the pace to fight, but Jinner's going up the inside there. Oh, that's going to be contact. There is contact. There's an Alpine off the circuit. There, I think it is Liam D. Oh gosh, he's right off the circuit there. He's touched the barrier, touched the tyre wall there, but it looks of things that just accelerated away. If he's out of 2-stopper, it's perfect. You think the 2-stopper is faster here than Serious Russia Serious Russia there is a strategical expertise in the comments. I need it indeed. That is, I am so confused at times that Hammer Time is retaking the lead of the Grand Prix. Got a Starburst, the lucky buff is off the circuit there in the Ferrari, and goodness me, and that's going to give him a old headache because he hasn't got a helmet on. Unfortunately, the lucky buff is going to lose an abundance amount of time. He hasn't come to the pits yet, so he's dropping down like a stone now. Oh dear, and that is not good at all for the Ferrari drivers. And Paris is now up into, as goodness gracious me, and look at these drivers. We've got Casal who's on the ascendancy, but Starburst is trying to cut across him. He has cut across him, so Casal has gone on the inside, then over to turn 2. Is he going for it? No, not quite then. As Casal thinks better of it at the moment then, and it just yields that maneuver for the minute then. But this is not all over, is it? Mercedes is going the wrong way again, unfortunately. As ZJS has been disqualified for, oh goodness me, he's got disqualified, and there's and I don't think that's not going to help. Oh goodness me, I think it was an Alpine. ZJS has been disqualified from session. He's out of the Grand Prix. That is our 3rd retirement of the Grand Prix here tonight, unfortunately. That is such a shame. So Liam D accelerating away, and of course Becca, who of course the Grand Prix winner, and so we're both Serious Mushroom and Becca Grand Prix winners in the silver category of ALR. She's saying it's a 1-stopper. She's saying it's a 1-stopper. So, no, and Brooks is had a fast lap race, but I'm not saying no about that. I'm saying no about Starburst, and he has spun the car on the final turn now, and that's not good at all, is it? And that is such a shame now for Starburst. He's going to lose abundance amount of time. Lucky Boff is in the pits, and he has changed his strategy. He's now onto the hard tyres, or is he changed his strategy? I don't know really. I'm making it all up as I go along. It's got very dull out there, and the other Mercedes of Buckass is also facing the wrong way as well. And a bit of a nightmare out there at the moment. Buckass is, unfortunately, and look how grey it's got. I don't think that we did hear that there is no rain on the horizon here in the Grand Prix, is there? But my word, that it has gone very dull, hasn't it? Very quickly as we got and now that's an AlphaTauri. It's Hammer Time, the race leader, the championship leader's off the circuit, and Hammer Time has gone off in the perilous turn 6 there. Oh no, and he's off the circuit again. The championship leader's in major difficulties here in the Austrian Grand Prix, and J-Dog is also at the back, and he's also on the back foot as well. Oh my goodness me, he is beatable then, my word then, and Hammer Time has had some issues there. Oh gosh, Hammer Time needs to, he's in the pits, the championship leader is in the pits here. Oh my goodness gracious me, and Wally's occurring here then, and he's got a 5-second penalty as well. Hammer Time is having the best of races, and we'll come back to the strategy talk in a minute then, but Hammer Time in the pits, he's not changing the nose cone now, he's on the hard tyres now. Hammer Time is said until the end of the Grand Prix. Dukanko, who is yellow flag in 1 then, as oh goodness me, there's sparks all over the show there. Goodness gracious me, there's so much action going on here, I can hardly keep up then. Krusty T is on the inside, that's a pinch point. Oh, lovely stuff from Iron Knight. Really well done. Very good how he just went wide there. Great stuff indeed. And here's Sir Dave also on the case as well. Sir Davis, I think he's doing a lot of harvesting though, Sir Davis. I don't think he's a farmer. And Christian T is up the inside. Oh, he is on the inside. And Sir Dave wants a piece of action as well. Sir Dave goes up and under. Oh, but he sinks back then, as I think Sir Dave says there's a trouble is afoot then. And now he's up the inside. Oh no! Sir Dave, that's a daily in a dollar short there. And he spun the car. Oh my goodness me there. Sir Dave getting a bit too excited there on the old brake pedal there, leaving it way too long there. Unfortunately dropping down there to a 14th position there, back with Crester T and Iron Knight. This is the battle for a 10th and 11th position there. I don't think there's any damage on Iron Knight's car. He hit the wrong part of the car, as Martin Brundle said, where Schumacher and Villeneuve came to blows in Jerez 1997. And it's Crester T in turn at 9 and 10 then. Anyway, let me go back to the comment chat, shall we? As I get this is just too much excitement then. Becca's saying, oh, see, I would think a simple one-stop strategy for medium to softs is the way to go then. So this is great, isn't it? So Crester T has passed then, but Iron Knight just swooped back up through there. Iron Knight there just judged it to perfection there. Great stuff indeed there. We got yellow flags afoot again then, as we've got a Dave Ferris pointed the wrong way in the final turn now. Paris is now just lost out to Starburst as well. Starburst as well, who's up in the 4th position now. How many times got past Lucky Boff? There he goes, and he's on the hard tires. Both him and Lucky Boff are on the same strategy now. Oh no, my goodness me. I was getting concerned there. We had a great battle in there between Poorly Orange and Lost Souls, didn't we, in season 1 of Silver. That was a cracking battle indeed there, and I've got to say how they went through those corners time after time after time. Not going to blows is beyond me. Every time I see cars going for that corner, I always get very nervous indeed. 14 laps on those tires for Jinder. That's a very good innings there. Great stuff indeed for Jinder. But now he's coming into the pits. So what tires is he going to go on then? As we're keeping an eye on the tower on the left hand side. Then at the moment he's on the soft tires. He's gone to the hard tires then for the end of the race. And this strategy I think is completely different there to what the drivers from Silver are saying. And so really good stuff. I love this. I do love a variety of spice, and it's absolutely I love a bit of a different spice in my life. Lucky Boff Ben, who is now starting to be dropped there slightly. Anyway, just come back to the comments there. It's hard though, because tyre wear is at NAF, I thought that. Troy's saying a pretty similar around here. People just do a one stop and avoid the traffic. Evening, by the way, they're from Troy as well. The Silver World Champion. We got an array of silver drivers in here tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. That absolutely good stuff. Seriously, want to say the brief Hammer as unfortunately Hammer Time had a bit of issues there as well. Clean dive bomb, nothing wrong with that from Becca. Then I think that was on Sir Dave. The perfect torpedo there from Sir Dave. I gotta say, Danny Fiat would have been absolutely proud of that one there. Goodness gracious me. Yellow flag in 2, as we got some more action then. It's I think it's the Alpine drivers again then. Liam D is off the circuit now, so they're having a nightmare race here in the Styrian Hills, the Styrian Mountains there, which is such a shame, isn't it, for the Alpine team there. Of course, they was after the first couple of races, I thought they was going to be the dark horses of the of Cobra, but it's kind of come a bit unraveled lately, hasn't it? We're just watching Paris, and he's not being dropped now by Starburst, because he's now right back underneath the rear wing of the Aston Martin car. I don't think we've had any safety cars, have we? We've only had some virtual safety cars, and it's now got past Picasso, who's off the circuit. Oh no, and Picasso is off the circuit, and the Liam D in the Alpine car has just overtaken it. Oh, that is such a shame for Picasso. He's dropped down the order. He's down in 13th position at the moment then. We're just now on board with Hammer Time, the Grand Prix, the former Grand Prix leader. I was about to say that. Right underneath the gearbox of Scooby Stew, who is having a cracking time out there. As of course, as I mentioned, it is his birthday. And I quite like what his drivers brew when they've raced on the driver's birthday. Oh, goodness me, he's got a 3-second penalty now. I think I'd better at least Scooby Stew alone now. I was giving him the commentator's curse then. But he's in 7th position at the moment. Scooby Stew. Hammer Time has just ascended himself up into 6. Good stuff indeed. Starburst has now been overtaken by Paris, and whilst that's been going on, oh my goodness me, and look at this, and that was a almighty slippery now for Scooby Stew. He's back up the inside, passes Hammer Time into turn 3, and even without helmet as well, yellow flag in sector 3, Alpine car is off there, and what about Lucky Boff? He's also in the wheel tracks of Scooby Stew as well. Scooby Stew is being caught now with the hard runners there to start to come through the field, and we're now on the inside there. Lucky Boff has got it into turn 4, it's downhill break in there, inch perfect there. Lovely stuff indeed there. Dukanko's done 20 laps on the medium tyres, and so Dukanko's getting to a sensible race here, a sensible part of the race then here, and and he's in the pits. So Dukanko's in the pits, but that is helped Starburst absolutely quite nicely, then, hasn't it? Starburst then quite nicely, hasn't it? As he is running into the gearbox of power set. He's going for it into turn one. Turn one is risky, isn't it? Because look at that, it's a pinch. There's a Hammerton's got no penalty out there at the moment. Hammerton's had a bit of a difficult Grand Prix at this moment. It's looking very overcast out there. I am getting ready for rain here. I'm not sure the drivers are, but it looks very concerning in the sky. So look at that sky. It's not looking as happy as it was there 20 laps ago. Oh my goodness me. We don't have rain. We don't have rain forecast in the race, do we? I'm not sure what the percentages, but that feels like that the rain is coming, and it just feels like the atmosphere has changed here in the Red Bull Ring. Starburst then at the moment in fourth position. He is trying to get by Paris Mona, but he does have there's no penalties for Starburst, so he's in front of him technically in terms of time there, isn't he? So Gunnar saying probably doesn't matter. Probably better off not knowing the strategy there. Gunnar is saying that I've got to say I think it's just. I think that's definitely right. And start as Serious Russian saying, I thought that as well, laugh out loud. Serious Russian saying, I hope it rains. That of course, when it seems to rain quite a lot in Cobalt, doesn't it? We do have a lot of wet races in Cobalt. Of course, next week then, if you want rain, then you're in the perfect place next week because the rain. Great Britain, and for the British Grand Prix, we'll come back to that plug in a minute because Starburst is now up in the third position now at the inside, but Paris is broke later. He's outbroke Starburst, but Starburst has just minimised, just parked his car on the apex of the turn beautifully well, minimised Paris's shootout of that turn as well, and he is onwards and upwards. R9 is in the pit, so he's down in 12th position at the moment. And so great somebody then. Lucky Buffett is at the moment mirroring Hammer Tom at the moment. So these two are on the same strategy. And I don't think these two are going to the end. The drivers in the at the head of the table going to come in the pit set. Liam D has got a free second penalty for his troubles as well. Got yellow flags and there's a slow. I think that's a Williams car. So Lucky Buff has got a free second penalty. Unfortunately, that was caught on the steering as well. Sorry, Lucky Buff. But unfortunately, there's no getting away with that one. Scooby Stew's got no penalty as well. Scooby Stew's starting to rack up the penalties in at 7th position there, which is at such a shame. Jinner 4/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second away from J-Dog. J-Dog is having a nightmare race and he's down in 10th position. No safety car yet for J-Dog, and I think he needed one to get himself back into this one. Unfortunately, that's not the case, is there? Now as he's coming over the crest hill as well, and just keeping an eye on the battle. Look at this, he's going on the inside of J-Dog. He's going on the inside. He is in the inside of J-Dog. He passes J-Dog. J-Dog comes into the pit, so I think J-Dog is struggling out on those tyres now. He's done 20 laps on those medium compound tyres at the top of the hill then. Hammer time then, just about good as me. He's getting squirrely on the apex, so isn't he? Get on that loud pedal a bit too heavily there. And now Lucky Buff has been enticed, hasn't he? There, and Hammer Tom is going to have to defend. Oh my gosh, that's a very late defensive maneuver there, but Lucky Buff it's not oh my goodness, he's getting a squeeze down into turn 4. And Hammer Tom, that's great defending actually. I quite like that. Really good stuff indeed there. Just about kept Lucky Buff at bay then, and goodness me, it's aggressive, but very good stuff indeed. Yellow flag as we got a problem there for one of the Alpine cars that it was right off the circuit there, as we might see who they are then, as I didn't see who they are, unfortunately, because I missed that. But unfortunately, one of the Alpine cars who's come a cropper, I think it might have been Liam D, who's now a lap behind the Buckhouse, who's having a nightmare Grand Prix, isn't he? Down in 70th position of Liam D is. But hats off to him and Lucky Buckhouse, Smoothie Almighty, Sir Dave, who are not having great Grand Prix out there. Oh my goodness me! And that is a huge incident now for the Florida. He's just gone the power on the curb there, and he's crashed quite heavily, hasn't he? And that's a virtual safety car as the debris is strewn all over the circuit there at turn 1. Goodness gracious me. That was an impact and a half, wasn't it? Oh, golly gosh. Into the pit there comes Picasso, and Picasso is going to throw away those old medium tyres. Now they're done, and what tyres going to go on? I think the soft tyres might be a good option right now. Soft tyres going on for Arnold and for Dukanko as well. Dukanko in 8th position. Brooksy is taking this opportunity to come into the pits as well. So here's the race leader into the pits there, slowing down then to 80 kilometres an hour, and just because of the pits there, the race is back on. Starburst then in second position. He is staying out, so is Cass as well. But so where is Brooksy going to come out of? So Brooksy in the pits, they got onto the soft tires, and it's the Alfa Romeo mechanics go to work. Lucky Buff is still limping back to the pits, and it's there is Starburst on the right hand side. They take the lead of the Grand Prix, but Brooksy is now on soft tires, and he is going to really now start to put the hammer down. Sir Dave is also in the pits, going on soft tires until the end of the Grand Prix as well. So let's see how this one plays out. Then this is going to be looking very fruitful indeed. As Liam D has gone on for that. difficult corner there for Liam D just gone through. It's a nightmare for him at the moment. Cassel, once again, like in France, said it's Cassel and Starburst leading the Grand Prix. 10 laps to go in this race. However, Cassel is on the ascendancy here at the moment as we go down into turn 4. Lucky Boff is just coming on the pits in 10th position. Liam D has got a 5-second penalty. That's not very good indeed. Oh no, it's Smith Almighty there has not been able to rejoin. That's why he's languishing down near the back of the field, and he can't get back in the session. So he's down in 15th position. The McLaren driver is. What a shame for Smith Almighty. Oh, that is such a shame indeed. Then, Uncle Boff there for Serious Russia as well. Yes, that was a horrific incident there from a Lucky Boff there. It really was indeed. Starburst is coming to the pit set. So Starburst there in the pit set. So those medium tires have had it. It looks like they've done their day, don't they? So Starburst coming in the pit set. Going to throw on these soft tires now to the end of the Grand Prix. So Picasso has just got past Iron Knight then. I think that they're on a great battle here. They are at the top of the hill then. Good stuff indeed. We've also got into the pit. It's Scooby Shooter. And look at this. Iron Knight is going back past Picasso then. As Picasso then has just gone back up and under the rear wing of the Haas car. At the moment, no Haas drivers are in the points there, which is good news for the AlphaTauri. Who is still leading the World Constructors' Championship. Sir Davis got past Smith and White, so he lost 4 drivers in the Grand Prix. Cressier T also in the pits as well, on board there with Picasso, who had to brake quite heavily there as he otherwise he was going to go to the back there. And McLaren patting each other on the back there. They was happy with that performance, wasn't they? Brooks is all over the back now of Cassel, and he's going to retake the lead of the Grand Prix. I think Cassel and Paris is going to stay out now to the end of the Grand Prix. So good stuff indeed. I think Hamilton's going to be very vulnerable from the soft shod Starburst behind him, and maybe even Ducanco as well. So Cassel in the pits, and I think he is there, as he is indeed then. It's a very difficult pit in here, isn't it? And I gotta say, there hasn't been that many incidents, has there, going into the pit there, which has been very good stuff indeed, and it just shows the caliber of the drivers here in that Cobalt. Really good stuff indeed. And lovely heady cam shot then as we're in turn 2. We're up at turn 2 here in Spielberg, as yellow flags is one of the blue. Oh no, it's Paris is off the circuit there, and look at the background there is that's one of the Mercedes, and there's a fight. It's Buckhouse and Sir Dave, I think, and a doozy battle in the background. Oh my gosh, as Sir Dave, oh my gosh, and Sir Dave is completely, oh my goodness me, Sir Dave and Buckhouse have come to blows in turn 1, I think now. It's a yellow flag, it's a safety car in the very end of the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness gracious me. As a Serious Rush saying, safety car wise, what a great job these guys are doing. Unfortunately, Serious Russia now, I hate to burst your bubble, but Sir Dave and Buckhouse have come to blows there in turn 1 there. I think that might have been a day late and $1 short. Absolutely cursed. Into the pits comes J-Dog. I don't think J-Dog's a lap down, is he? Let's see, look, he's coming in the pits there. Brooksy is not coming into the pits there. If J-Dog can get out in front, then he might be able to get back in those races. So this is going to get very tense indeed, and he's coming out of the pits as well. Where's Brooksy? So remember, this is quite crucial in the Grand Prix, because otherwise he's going to have to stay behind, and I think he's going to have to stay behind. So J-Dog's luck today is just completely not on his side there. Oh no, Hammer Time is now into the pits, so this is a good opportunity there for Hammer Time then. And as Guru saying, jinxed up, as Serious said, every time then. Hammer Time into the pits, he is serving that 5-second penalty there, so he's going to lose a bit of positions here as a drive-through penalty for Liam D as well. Buckhouse out of the Grand Prix, we're down to 15 cars in the Grand Prix. Hammer Time, I was saying that Hammer Time was on a bit of a difficult Grand Prix, but yeah, he's out in 4th position on soft tyres, and on potentially could be battling for a podium here. So the race for Hamilton, it wasn't going too well. It's all of a sudden now back in his favour. This is also good news for Paris as well, as he has now got a free pit stop here. Almost a free pit stop there. Lucky Boff staying on the pit lane. There's Jenner who was very much out right behind him as well. Cressier T doing a great job actually. Cressier T, it's very good stuff indeed. He's had 2 Grand Prix starts, and he hasn't been in the points yet then, but he's very much on the cusp. So good stuff indeed then. As Gunnar said, it's going to make it very exciting at the end, though, so that's good stuff indeed. It's going to be a 4-5 lap sprint madness now. It is indeed, isn't it? As just on board then, and look, as J-Dog there. Oh, goodness me. If he was a second further up the road there, he would have been able to keep himself in front of Brooksy, and would have been able to unlap himself, and then he would have been on back of the pack there. But J-Dog is now not going to get any points at all unless something severely unusual happens in the end of this race. But that is such a shame for J-Dog is there. He is now 42 seconds behind Picasso. It's the last car who's yet to be lapped, and this is horrible news for J-Dog, who's second in the World Championship, and how the tables turned so quickly here in the Grand Prix. It really is indeed that. So then we've got Brooksy leading the race, but he has a penalty now, Brooksy does. So let's take a look at the penalties. 3 seconds for Brooksy, 3 seconds for Casal, 6 seconds for Hammer Time, 3 seconds for Ducanco, 9 seconds for Scooby Stew, naughty boy on his birthday, 9 seconds for Lucky Boff, and Crustier T, no penalties at all. Crustier T is currently my driver of the day. Absolutely brilliant stuff deep there for Crustier T. He has not finished a race yet in his career in his Alr Cobalt career of Azerbaijan and Canada. Two tough circuits are indeed there for two very tough circuits there, wasn't it, for Crescentina, so you can't really judge him too fairly on that. But here today, he's absolutely driving beautifully well in the Red Bull ring as well. So brilliant stuff out for Crescentina. He's my driver today so far. Well done, indeed. Then, but I don't think that makes any odds to him whatsoever, now, does it? Anyway, carry on with the penalties. Then we've also got Paris. Also, well, that's a very quick safety car. Goodness me. Paris 3 seconds, Jenna 3 seconds, R Knight 3 seconds, Picasso 3 seconds, J Dog 3 seconds. Sir Dave has got no penalties. Good stuff indeed there for Sir Dave. Nor Smithy, but Smithy's out of the Grand Prix, so we're down to 14 cars. No penalties even for Starburst either. Good stuff. Here's Brooks. So Brooks is not going to have a bit of a sprint now on, isn't he? If he wants to win this Grand Prix. And here we go then for the start of the race as well. Remember, Brooks has never won a Grand Prix so far this season. I say, oh goodness me. So which I find an absolutely incredible start, because Brooksy was the favourite in this World Championship, wasn't he? He was the bookies' favourite. He was the driver's favourite as well, wasn't he? There's a lot of talk about Brooksy there, who is going to storm this league, but so far that hasn't been the case. Remember that Formula One is not won on paper, is it? I think J-Dog's just coming to pits, and now we're racing once again, and so Brooksy leads the Grand Prix. A 5-second penalty for J-Dog. It's all gone completely wrong. As for the minus second of the World Championship, is also out of the race. So look at that, Brooksy's already got 2.5 seconds over Starburst, and the opponent starts. Crusher T's got a 3-second penalty. We've got a bit of a drag race now going up the hill into turn 2. Paris has got past Crusher T. Casal on the outside, passes the Starburst, and away he goes. Job's a good one. Oh, what about Crusher T then? Oh, Crusher T then running. Oh no! And Paris and Crusher T have come to blows there. And Paris has dropped down the points then after that exchange there. Oh dear, and that was a bit messy there. Now both Williamsons are on the back of the Red Bull. And Paris and Castle's up the inside. And now what about Crusher T? Crusher T's lost 2 positions there as he's dropped down the points, unfortunately, for Crusher T then. As that exchange that didn't go too well at all, did it? And unfortunately, Lucky Boff went on the back of Scooby Stew. Lucky Buff on the back of Scooby Shooter. Serious Russian saying Starbuster's got caught up in there. Indeed he did, didn't he? And he's also dropped down the third position for his troubles as well. Hammer Time then, who's got a 3-second penalty extra than the drivers around him. Casal set the fast on the race. That's a blistering fast up there. Lucky Buff is all over the back of Scooby Shooter. Lovely shot for the heady cam here. We've got yellow flags. So it's one of the Haas cars. I think it's not the only Haas car left in the Grand Prix. Scooby Shooter well off the circuit, and he has lost the momentum there. And Lucky Buff is going to just drive around him, and that is it. Dropped them there. Scooby Stew, unfortunately, lost that position when he made a mistake there, going in to turn 1, unfortunately, at the top of it as well. Well, that was probably the worst race I have ever had there for Liam D. It's a brutal track, this one is, isn't there? So don't be too hard on yourself, Liam D. There's a lot of really good, great drivers that have had issues around here. I would say I'm one of them there, but I'm neither of those drivers. I'm not good, I'm not great, I'm not even average, to be honest. I struggle to even find where the steering wheel is. There's 5 wheels on the car, and I'm always steering the back wheel, the back rear tyre. We've got Hammer Time, who's in full position at the moment now. He is steering the right wheel on the car, in car 19, and the Alpha Tower. He is right behind Starburst, but as we said, that penalties is going to be a major factor in this Grand Prix. There they are, and everyone's still got penalties there, apart from Sir Dave. Unfortunately, Sir Dave is a lap down. George has not been enabled then, which is going to help. Hammer Time and Jinner getting past their adversaries, which is Scooby Stew. But Scooby Stew has found an awful amount of time there. Scooby Stew is flying down that backstage. My goodness me! I gotta say, oh my gosh, sir, Lucky Boff has just done a bit of a jump there. I gotta say, I think he's playing was it the BM? What's the BMX game there? It's tricky, isn't it, or something like that. I can't remember. But my goodness me, that was a great bunny hop there from Lucky Boff. He dropped all the way down to the back, of the key. Oh goodness me, Starburst and Hammer Time now. Oh, touching each other in the back there. And Starburst on the inside. He's getting a bit robust there as well. Starburst is there. He is through, and Hammer Time there. He's the championship leader, and of course he's going to try for it. He's up the inside. The great maneuver there for Hammer Time. Starburst is going to try and come back at him as well, but not quite. And Starburst dropped down to 4th position, but he just got saved in 3 seconds in the last 4 laps to keep himself on the podium there. But Hammer Tom be very happy with this, as he was having a nightmare race, but he is still on the podium now, and that is the most crucial part about this Grand Prix at the moment. As really maximise your opportunities with his championship, his closest championship rival out of the Grand Prix, J-Dog. It of course so I think it'll be Starburst is in 3rd position now in the championship, which he might be up in the 2nd there. I have to get out my old calculator in a minute. So just on board then with Starburst once again, and he is gaining, and Hammer Tom is doing a lot of opposite, and so, oh goodness me, and Hammer Tom is trying to push the limits as far as he can get him, and Starburst are going wide there. That's beautifully done there from Starburst there. Goodness me, there, running the car extra wide there. He wouldn't let Hammer Tom turn the car there, and now Hammer Tom is on the back foot, and Starburst has got back up into 3rd position. That is the foul for the final podium places there, with Dukanko also in the facility as well. Picasso still behind Scuba Shidman. That is allowing Paris there to go into 8. Well, let's have a look there on the inside of his teammate. Oh my word, there I got to say that is. Oh, it's a Picasso's run wide there. Hamilton's got another penalty. That is a crucial point of this race. The Williams are come together, and oh no, and Paris has hit the wall. Oh, I think he just grazed the wall there, but I think he might be okay. Cassal's got a penalty as well. The penalties are now really starting to be a problem in this race there. Oh my word, then we got 2 more laps to go in this race there. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed as we go up into turn 1. Hammer Time now, he is going to be dropping. He's not going to get the podium now, is he, there with 2 laps to go then, but he is still going to be fighting till the very end of this race. And Crusty T and Picasso, an incredible fight here as well. We've also got an incredible fight there between Starburst and Hammer Time. Hammer Time once again neutralising the advantage, and Starburst, oh my god, he's on the grass there, and Hammer Time and Starburst, this is going to be very robust there. Starburst on the inside, and Hammer Time now just breaking a bit extra later there. That's good. I'm loving that. That's fantastic, isn't it? Goodness me. I do love it when they get very tense every on the wheel. Fantastic stuff indeed there. But at the moment, Hammer Time now 9 seconds of penalty. That is going to be major problems there as well. Jitter's got penalties as well, and that may cost him a position or 2, because I think Hammer Time was going to finish behind him now as he go over the crest there as well then. So that's going to be disappointing for the Aston Martin team. So Dukanko, can he get on the podium here? Remember, this is the battle for the podium. Far all out there in the Austrian Grand Prix. And, wow, this has been an absolute joy. No penalties, no safety cars at all in this race. Absolutely mega stuff indeed. That hats off to Sir Dave as well. As the yellow flag said, is one of the cars has got problems there. Hats off to Sir Dave for no penalties either. Good stuff. And so now up the hill as well. And so Starburst on the inside. He's on the inside. And he is still on the inside there. Oh, and look at this now. As Hamilton now cutting across him as well. This is incredible fight, and goodness me. And look at this now, once again, then we're back on board now. Oh, banging wheels and where is he? Look at this now, so he's on the outside. Whoa, where did the Dukanko come from? My goodness me, he just sent it. Wow, incredible stuff there from Dukanko. Oh my goodness me, I missed that as I was on board with Starburst and Dukanko. Wow, what a manoeuvre there. Whether that was incredible stuff. Hammer Time's off on the final lap of the Grand Prix. And Brooksy, this is the last corner, and Brooksy wins his first Grand Prix of the season. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed. Hammer Time is limping home in 8th position. Well, it might be 9th, it might be low, it might be worse than that, and he's off again. Hammer Time is oh no, this is a major bad race there for Hammer Time. Oh, he's out of points, is he? I think he's out of points here. He's spun again, Hammer Time. This is a nightmare race there for Hammer Time. There's going to be no points for the Hammer Time, and the Haas team will gain a point over the Alpha was it the Alpha Tauri team? Ooh, my word, that. So Brooksy won the Grand Prix. That was his first Grand Prix win of his season there. I think that's his third Grand Prix win of his career, if I'm not very much mistaken. Let me just quickly get up my old spreadsheet. No, yeah, it is his third Grand Prix win of his career. Fantastic stuff there. Crusher T driver today. I cannot have any complaints about that. I thought he did a superb job today. Crusher T did as well. And I think that's his first points of his career as well. But the first race win goes to first race win of the season goes to Brooks. Then he is going to be overjoyed with this result. Cassau and Starburst for the second race of the row is on the podiums again, and that's great stuff indeed there. Now it's also Starburst's third podium of the season, which is great stuff, and absolutely mega stuff indeed then. And I think that's Cassau's second podium of the season. third podium of the season there. I apologise profusely there to Casal. And that's actually his third podium in the last 4 races. Really good stuff indeed, that. Let's take a final look at the classification then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Only 13 drivers finished in the end then. And here they are then. Brooksy didn't get pole this day then. He's a qualifying specialist, but today he's a race specialist there. He got the Grand Prix win. That's exactly what. That's where the points count then. Starburst in second, and his second podium in many races. Casal's third podium in 4 races. Dukanko in fourth position. Crustier T, what a driver in the fifth. Jenner in sixth. Scooby Shoe 7. Picasso 8th. Paris in ninth. Iron 9 in 10th position. Hamilton, the championship leader, in 11th position. Lucky Boff in 12th. So Dave in 13th. Retirements. Smith and Mighty J Dog, Liam, Buckas, Styles, Booty, and ZGS all retired then from the Austrian Grand Prix. And Brooksy, you're a Grand Prix winner in Alr Cobalt for the first time this season, for the third time in your career. How does that feel?
Feels amazing. First time. After 7 races, it was about time I won one.
And talk us about your race as well. How difficult was it out there? But I would say it looked quite. It might have been quite difficult. But from the front, it looked quite easy for you.
I was just trying not to spin out. When Kaz had that 6 seconds, I knew I would have won it. I just tried to keep the car on the track, and I did.
And in terms of the strategy calls, it looked like quite a straightforward race. Well, I would say quite a straightforward race. There was a bit of a debate about a 1 or 2 stopper in the comments. But what was your strategy? Was your strategy nailed on then? Was you plan to go from? I can't remember. Did you start on soft tires? I think you did. But you did start on soft tires, didn't you?
No, I was on mediums.
Goodness me, shocking. There's me, I'm completely wrong. Yeah, so you started on the medium tire set. Was you always going to plan then to have a soft tire run at the end then with the safety car came out?
Yeah, Lucas, as you know, we all know Lucas. He was like, oh, 1 stop's good. And I was like, okay. Then I saw Jeff say 2 stop. And then, but the undercut's very powerful around here, isn't it? And I gained like 2 seconds on Starburst. So I knew I was going to go for a soft run at the end.
And I was like, how does it feel to be back on the top 7 of the podium as well? Of course, we was talking about in the commentary that you were the favourites going into the season. Unfortunately, it hasn't materialised too much so far this season. But you're back on top step. Is this now going to be the start of things to come? Then are you going to start to get on the roll?
Hopefully, yeah. My internet's fine, so it's just me now. Hopefully, I can perform.
Indeed, then of course we do have to bring up the most I start saying that was quite a controversial one between yourself and your teammate in the Canadian Grand Prix there, which cost your teammate 1-2 there, which was a bit unfortunate there. How is things in your team then? Is it all going very nicely?
Yeah, we're okay. We apologised straight away in private message that we didn't mean to connect with each other, but I was cheering on the way because Dukanko went to 3rd and I was like yes. And then he dropped down to 4th, but just from starting the podium.
And talking of your teammates as well, the Alpha Male team, I think that if both of you two are on song, you're the strongest team lineup. I would hazard a guess in Alr Cobalt. Do you think the Constructors' Championship is on as well for you this season?
Definitely. The way we're performing now, I reckon we're up there. So just got to perform now.
And talking of performing, then we're coming up to the British Grand Prix, Hungarian, Belgium, and the Dutch Grand Prix. The next 4 free races coming up. How are you feeling for those circuits?
Wow, the first ever Cobalt race was at Britain. I won that one, so hopefully I can do it again for the 2nd year.
Happy memories. Well done, Brooksy. Fantastic stuff indeed. Your 3rd Grand Prix win for your career. Fantastic stuff indeed. And let's come to Casal, who I think is he's had 3 podiums in the last 4 races. Goodness me, you're on form at the moment in the Ferrari. Beautiful stuff indeed. Then that race, looks like it was very tight then between yourself and Dukanko, and I think Hamilton was also involved as well. There was a great old battle there between yourselves and Scooby and the other drivers out there.
Yeah, it was a great battle with me. I think it was Starburst, yeah. It was really great. I enjoyed that one, but unfortunately at the end I got warning, and I had a 6-second penalty, and I got dropped to P3. But no, there was no chance tonight to catch Brooks. He was flying. He was simply flying. Every time I was checking our last times on laps, and Jeff kept saying to me, "Okay, it's 5 tenths, 4 tenths quicker than you." I was thinking, okay, yeah, maybe a podium would be great. And yeah, I'm quite satisfied because I started P6 or P5, and at the end I'm P3. So yeah, that's good. That's good. That was definitely a good evening.
It really was indeed. And I've got to say, you've had a few good evenings the last 4 events. And goodness gracious me, I think you're the man on forward. Though you've scored the most actually out of the in the last 4 races. You've got the top points scorer. How difficult is it? We'll come back to that in a minute. But how difficult is it there just to keep the penalties down there? Because there is, I think everyone apart from one driver got a penalty today. How difficult is it just to keep the penalties at low?
It's pretty difficult. You know how harsh this game is on terms of penalties, and with the dirty hair, especially in the third sector, just at the beginning of the third sector, it's pretty hard to turn there, and I play on controller, so you can guess how difficult is it to avoid those warnings because of track limits. But yeah, I was really pushing hard because I tried to put a certain gap between me and Starburst to break this DRS possibility, because he was 9 tenths behind me, and I was thinking, okay, you have to break it just before the DRS is enabled, so you can secure the P2. But yeah, at the end I pushed too much, and yeah, I caught the corner.
And going on to the British Grand Prix in a week's time, it's going to be round 8. How are you feeling going into that one? It's a brutal old circuit if you get it wrong, then, but it's a fantastic flowing circuit. Do you enjoy the Silverstone track?
Yeah. At the beginning, I didn't quite enjoy the track, but yeah, I think last Sunday, no, it was on Monday. Sorry, I had a league race there, and it was quite enjoyable. I mean, I had a decent time in qualifying. I think it was a 25.7. Yeah, and yeah, I guess it's enough for Cobalt. So yeah, I'm looking forward to push hard, harder, I would say, and to maintain these performances. And yeah, my goal is simply to finish in the top 5 at the end of the season.
And I think that I've got to say, you might even get in the promotion spots as well, the rate you go on. Hopefully you'll get a fourth podium this season. Thank you very much, Casal. Brilliant drive today as well. And of course, that is going to be it then for Cobalt tonight. Oh my goodness me. 4 fantastic races, that's it, from Sunday to Wednesday. I'm now going to be hibernating from Thursday to Saturday. We'll be back on Sunday then for the British Grand Prix then. Round 8 of ALR Season 6. See you Sunday. Goodbye.
Goodbye, mate.